There's always a hope. Rise and fight.
Hello and welcome everybody to yet another BSL cast here. We have Group F today for BSL16. With some pretty star-studded lineup here, honestly. And joining me to cast is my good buddy Razz. What's up, Razz?
Not much. Excited for another day here, Machine. How is your morning going?
Other than all the ladder games I just lost in a row, it's been pretty good. It's safe to say I would not have qualified for this season of BSL. But man, it's been good though, man. You wanna know why I'm so hyped for today?
Tell me, please. I can't wait to hear.
Because we have the NA Flash, Nyoken himself competing, BSL pro caster. Player. I heard Flash actually learned TBT through watching Nyoken replays when he was like 12 years old. So, Nyoken, he's got a pretty big opponent though to kind of start things off. It's basically the Chinese Flash, Mihu, former BSL champion. Just super aggro. Terran, he's really kind of switched up the foreign meta, let's say, especially things like TVP. And yeah, man, Nyoken's gonna have his work cut out for him here, but if anyone can do it, it's definitely the real Dan.
The real Dan coming in hot. He knows what he has to do. He knows what he's up against. I'm sure he's prepped a bunch of builds that he's going to hit, and he's going to try to get after it. But we both know that Mihu, he's no slouch, of course. He is the comeback champion here. He is ready to play. It's going to be a tall task, but who knows? Nyoken knows the game really well. We saw him play last season and have some really crazy TBTs. I think you and I casted that one where we were like, oh man, Nyoken is dead. And then all of a sudden he makes this crazy comeback and wins the game. So we know that Nyoken has it in him. We know that he knows the game really well. And he will be definitely a good opponent here for Mihu. He will not just be a walkover.
Yeah, man, TVT always been one of Nyoken's bread and butter matchups. Like, he's just so patient. Even when he's in a bad predicament, he will just grind the game out and make him leave the game. Like, he's such a strong competitor. We see, a lot of his previous records here. Second place BSL 5 Goes to League, 5th through 8th, Season 6, top 4 BSL NA, 7th and 8th place BSL 15. But, we look at the other side of that coin here. Two-time champ, like 5th, 6th.
Winner, not even a place, just winner.
Yeah, man, he is just a monster. It's Mihu. It's, this is going to be quite the matchup here. And like we said, TVT. So definitely one of Nyoken's bread and butter matchups. Mihu obviously not going to be any kind of a slouch. TVT as well. Game 1 going to be on Butter, which I think is kind of a good map to get things kicked off here. right? Large rush distance from nat to nat, no ramp leading into the main, so might be there might be some like openings for like cute 2-fact play or 3-fact vulture. Nyoken not one to really run a lot of 3-fact volt TBT. He is very safe with just like walling off, going that early siege expand, and then kind of playing from there. So yeah, we'll have to see what they both opt for, but both of our players are ready here. Let's get into match number 1. Mihu going up against Nyoken TBT. And spawning top right as the Red Terran from China, defending BSL champ, it is Mihu.
And in the bottom right, Captain America himself, it is Nyoken.
Man, Captain America, the real Dan, the great old one. He's got so many nicknames. He's loved by so many. Obviously I love his cast as well. Got to commentate with him a couple weeks ago. Yeah, man, Dan the man. He's no slouch TBT, and I'm real excited to see what he chooses to do here.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about Nyoken, and he just has so much game knowledge. If you're something that you're like, oh man, I'm not sure about this, he's a guy you can go to, and he has an answer. So I think he definitely stands a really good shot here to do well. So I'm excited to see him play this game. Now we should TBT butter. Do Terrans steal each other's gas? Because I think about that all the time. Could a Terran just send an SCV across the map, steal the other guy's gas, and then go into some factories? It doesn't seem like that's the case.
That would be hilarious, actually. Yeah, I've never even thought of that. But could you imagine a gas steal TBT? Like, if you're me, what would you even do? I guess you just take your expo? Like, I don't know. Either way, though, like, Nyoken not really a player to go for anything risky. Like, a lot of Terrans would go for maybe like a 2-port Wraith or something like that to kind of kick things off, but that has never been Dan's style, man. He just plays straightforward and just tries to beat you at his own game.
Yeah, he is a formidable opponent, so he wants you to beat him. He doesn't want to, like, risk it on some all-in. He's going to make the game go longer. He's going to make you play through it. And, he's someone who's confident in what he can do. So he knows that if he hits his build, he can put himself in a good spot. We've seen an earlier scout here from Nyoken. I guess he just wants to make sure there's no shenanigans happening across the map. I guess he knows just as much as we do. A lot of the Chinese players like to play super aggressive. We see Mihu, blocked the factory at first, but then Nyoken was able to put it down.
Yeah,
so
good
pretty
little
similar
cute block
build so
timing
far.
there with the SCV.
Nyoken taking 2 SCVs off of gas, probably indicating that he's going to go for an expansion himself. But Mihu is staying on gas here. So we may see some 2-fact play out of him or factory starport.
Yeah, it could be fact starport. The thing that's worrying me is Nyoken did not scout that the gas was still being mined. So I'm not sure if he's really going to be expecting this. Mihu has Marines in position to prevent that scout into the natural. And I'm starting to think this is going to be 2-port Wraith here from Mihu.
Yeah, a lot of gas time here. He's building up, but I think you're about to... Oh, we see in the mid-left there, Mihu has proxied what probably is... Oh, it's a factory.
Okay.
So Mihu going to be putting on some serious pressure here against Nyoken. We'll see if it's just going to be Vultures to start or if he's going to put some add-ons and go with Siege.
Yeah, Nyoken going to need to keep up that Vulture production. Also going to need a bunker at the natural here. And actually, this is already looking pretty scary here for Nyoken. Add-on building for Nyoken. Only the Vulture and 2 Marines at the natural here. Meanwhile, Mihu already moving across the map with more Marines, additional Vultures, and I mean, if there's no bunker here, I don't know how Nyoken could hold.
Yeah, he definitely needs the bunker. Nyoken is very unaware of what's going on. He did not see the amount of Marine production. He wasn't able to see what the tech was So now he's throwing down this bunker. So he's probably starting to sense like, huh, something's weird. But here we go. First engagement goes in. First Marine is picked. Second Marine is picked. Vulture goes down. Marines are killing the bunker. Vulture's taking out SCVs. And Mihu is going to be nonstop just rallying his units here. Nyoken will get a tank out soon. Let's see how much damage he does take here. Good SCV pull.
Center is delayed. Yeah, good SCV pull. Maybe if he can surround the tank and get much needed repair off, he might be able to hold this, but actually no. Tank falls, and GG is called there from Nyoken. Very quick game number 1 here. TVT, which you don't really expect TVT, but it looks like the Mihu 2-fact proxy shenanigans are going to end up paying off there.
Yeah, I don't think Nyoken expected that to be proxy. I mean, he did scout for it in the 6 o'clock expansion, but unable to find it. And Mihu showing how a lot of these Chinese Terran players like to play. Super aggro, just wants to get it done. Definitely not used to seeing TVTs end in 6 minutes, but this is one way it can happen. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, especially on such a large map, right? Like Butter, you almost have like solace that, oh, they're so far away, like who would go for any type of an early timing, especially TVT early on when the units are so slow. Nyoken just didn't quite have the vision to see what was potentially coming. If that bunker gets up maybe, or if he gets a good surround on that tank with his SCVs, keeps that up, who knows, maybe he's able to hold, has an expansion, and has a big advantage from there. But as is, Mihu going to take a pretty quick lead in this series.
Yeah, I wonder if Mihu saw that Nyoken's SCV left early, and he was like, okay, I'm just going to continue to mine gas. Like, he doesn't know what I'm doing. Like, maybe the scout left early, and that kind of triggered Mihu to say, okay, I have some room here to wiggle and play a little bit more tricky. And we see our next map selection. This is something I probably would have expected from Nyoken. Vermeer, very standard map. Definitely fits Nyoken's style. Can get definitely a longer game here, TVT on this map for sure.
Yeah, it's exactly what Nyoken really, his end goal always seems to be. He just wants to get into these later stage macro style matches with a lot of these foreigners, and just feels that his mechanics and game sense will kind of carry him through. So but as is, man, Mihu, that was a pretty quick start. I wonder if maybe he could feel confident enough to go for something similar, or if maybe Mihu will say, you know what, we got the early read, we got the early advantage. Let's just play a standard TVT here on Vermeer and go from there. But yeah, it looks like our players are ready to get into game number 2 here. It's a TVT, Mihu facing off against Nyoken, and let's jump into the match. And spawning top right as the blue Terran from NA, it is Nyoken.
And the bottom left, Chinese Terran, who's one win away from getting onto the winner's match. It is Mihu. All right, we'll cross distance here, Machine. So maybe there'll be a little bit less opening here for some early aggression.
Yeah, I would agree with that right off the start. You think big map, Vermeer, cross map, they're likely not going to end up scouting each other early on. I think this is pretty ideal for a later game scenario. So we'll have to see how things go here.
Yeah, let's see if Mihu's going to pull out some type of, even maybe an eco cheese now that he's shown Nyoken some aggression. Maybe he'll try to go for something that's a little bit more eco-friendly for him. I think it's always good to mix in the both, and a player like Mihu definitely has both in his arsenal, so we'll see if he tries something else a little bit trickier the other way.
You mean you're almost saying like a CC first type thing?
Yeah, like a CC first, where just take a huge eco lead. It's like, oh man, this guy knows I want to play aggressive, so I'm going to go totally the other side of the scale.
Yeah, it's smart. It's kind of like how Protosses switch from, like 12 next to forward gateway or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My Protoss brain ticking, my Protoss brain. It works a little bit sometimes.
Sometimes. Pretty identical builds here. Doesn't look to be any CC first or anything of that sort. Each player just getting their barracks down, getting that early Vespian, Geyser, Refinery. So, yeah, you know, we'll have to see where it goes from here.
Nyoken didn't put his barracks a little further down towards the ramp or the middle of the map. Usually Terran like to put it there to float it a little bit. Put his a little closer to the to his command center, where Mihu put it up towards the top right of his base.
Yeah, I think Mihu just definitely planning on scouting with that early on here, and I don't know, maybe Nyoken's just saving mining time by building it closer to the command center or something. I'm not sure. But first scout out for both players here. Both scouting the top left side of the map. So they should know shortly where their opponents are. Only one on gas this time from Mihu, so not expecting a 2-fact or 2-port Wraith or anything like that yet.
Yeah, seems like we're going to more of a standard game here where we'll go factory into an expansion. Only one Marine for Mihu, and then he's going to take his expansion after. Seems like I think Naoken is still building the second one, so he's going to go 2 Marine into expansion. This will probably allow Mihu to get his CC down a little bit earlier. Nothing crazy, but a slight advantage. Mihu trying to get this SCV and turns around. Once he figures out where he is, doesn't want to lose the SCV.
Yeah, Naoken's had a slight SCV lead for quite some time now, so definitely something to note. Will get in here, sees the SCV going to the natural, sees the single Marine.
Ooh, what a block there.
Very nice blocking. Very, very nice blocking. But Nyoken does see the command center building at the natural, so here we go. Finally, you know, Nyoken's he's got to be feeling pretty comfortable here. This is no type of early pressure build. He's going to get a chance to play the game and, you know, just try to play some early 2-base opener TVT.
Yeah, the nice part about that was, too, because he blocked with the SCV, he actually delayed the command center a little bit, so Nyoken was even able to put his command center down first, so he should be feeling really good. Slightly, but he got it down.
Mihu moving out on the map with the first 2 vultures here. Seems like the vultures are much earlier here for Mihu for some reason. Nyoken opting to get that bunker this game. Why not, right? 100 minerals. Let's just make sure we hang on here. I don't think it's going to give him an advantage. Ooh.
First shots by Mihu on those vultures. Good from Nyoken to immediately respond and pull them back. Yeah, the bunker going down machine, not a big deal, but will allow Mihu probably to get up his next factory right away. We're going with the factory starport here from Naoken. Very good. Don't see armory or an eBay going down. So, 3-fact volt from Mihu.
You know, I've spoken about this exact same scenario with Nyoken quite a bit. And I think that, honestly, this is partially what sets Nyoken, you know, apart from other Terrans TVT. He loves this fact port opener. As long as this Wraith recognizes that this is indeed 3-fact volt, he will full wall his natural, and then basically the Wraith is just able to harass and get like free damage done, right? Whether that's SCVs, whether that's forcing turrets, Goliaths. And he does get the Wraith in. Will he react in time? Mihu already steaming across the map. It doesn't look like we have a wall off at the natural yet, though, for Nyoken. So this could be a little... Okay.
There it is.
It's a little bit of a wall.
Yeah, he'll be fine with the tank. The tank itself just can take so many shots from the vultures that between the bunker, the other vulture, and the tank, he should be okay. And now there's a second tank. I don't think Nyoken's feeling any bit of a threat here. He'll be able to pick off a couple SCVs and extend that SCV advantage. We see Mihu pulling off 2 SCVs to repair the damaged one, so 3 SCVs not mining, which is very good there for Nyoken.
Yeah, with that second, you know, siege tank already up, I feel like he's finally in a pretty comfortable position here. Gets an additional SCV kill, and he's able to just kind of sit back here, gets full scouting off and force this early Goliath play. Oh, Goliath's going to get a couple shots off on that Wraith before the Wraith retreats, though. But still, all in all, pretty even game.
Yeah, the thing that the different playstyles here are going to give advantages to is Naoken's going to be able to continue to scout, right? He has some air control, be able to see what's going on. But Mihu will have map control. So I think we're going to see Nyoken try to push some of these tanks out with maybe a Marine in the front to trigger some of the mines that the tanks and vultures can fire. Because the tanks actually turn to fire with their top, they're not as good against mines as something like Goliath. So he knows he has to be careful as he moves across here. But Mihu's 3-fact vulture will allow him to continue to have map control, at least for a little bit.
Yeah. This is a little tough for Nyoken here. Once he loses this barracks, it's really going to slow down factory production. Actually, yeah, we see him spamming factories before that barracks falls. Still, it just feels like a pretty even game. Slight SCV lead for Nyoken, supply lead for Mihu, as you'd expect with all those early vultures. Nyoken's going to need to be very careful about this move out because there's quite a few mines placed. He's got to at least create the space he needs in order to secure this early third base.
Yeah, and we're going to see that Mihu has units here. He's going to want to trigger some of their attention, right? Like, so that way the AI goes to the units as the goes. But, scan down from Nyoken, not taking any chances, just going to scan and clear all of these mines.
Yeah, this is quite nice. This is the first time that we're seeing Mihu notice the tank count here from Nyoken, and he says, you know what, I don't really want to engage against 5 siege tanks here. Oof. Gotta be real careful with those wraiths. They're made out of paper.
Paper planes.
Yeah, they really are.
Oh, okay. Siege is done for Mihu. I don't believe it's done for Nyoken. It's almost there. Mihu is just keeping this pressure up as he takes his third because he wants to try to contain Nyoken into these 3 bases. If he can set up a big minefield, get his siege line set up all the way up here on the map, he's free to take bases and kind of starve Nyoken out, forcing Nyoken to attack into his tank line. So we see Nyoken moving forward here. Target firing going down from the 2 players on each other's tanks. Wraiths are cloaked.
Yeah, good sieging. These close wraiths might be able to deal the additional damage he needs to kind of hold this, but actually, looks like the final 2 weak tanks from Nyoken going to fall, and it's just down to a single siege tank left here. Goliath's coming in with scan. Okay.
We see some reinforcements here from Naoken trying to get in there. eBay is there for vision because siege tanks can fire outside their own vision. But right now, Mihu is, like we expect, putting on the pressure here, Machine.
Yeah, he always does. I like this eBay. I mean, it's really the difference maker. He's able to get that early scouting off on the siege line of Nyoken. Good repair going down, though. And actually, really Nyoken will pick off a single siege tank there. Still has the wraiths as well, so if he just backs up for a second, he could target down these eventually.
Oh! Well done from him.
Yeah, very nice mind drag. But things really do look to be stabilizing here for Mihu and Nyoken.
Yeah, Nyoken's rally is very close, right? These cross positions, Nyoken has 1 more factory. He's right by his rally, so he can keep reinforcing these positions and try to break Mihu's tank line.
Yeah, I think he has to. You never want to get contained TVT.
No, Mihu's, I think, just going to keep backing up, sieging, making more lines and more lines of tanks. We see the CCs blocked by the spider mines of Mihu. He'll be sending units over there, I'm sure, in a second to clear it. It's well done. The interesting thing, though, about Mihu is that he didn't have his barracks complete. He just finished it again, so he's only on 3 factories still.
Yeah, Nyoken has factory count lead by quite a bit here. But Mihu, though, definitely has the third base advantage. He took his third a little faster due to those mines, due to building it on location. Has the faster third gas, so it's actually Nyoken that's going to need to start catching up in eco here slightly.
Yeah, we see Nyoken adding his barracks back. 3 more factories now going down for Mihu. Now that he has that third gas, he's feeling more comfortable to add production to be able to push forward. I'm not sure if +1 is done for Mihu. I know that +1 and +2 on these siege tanks are a big deal as you go into the middle game because it takes 2 shots instead of 3. So Nyoken looking like he wants to push forward a little bit to this high ground so he can take his 4th base as well here.
Yeah, securing that 12 o'clock would be pretty big here. Mihu has some options though as well. He could start working his way to take mid left or 6 o'clock, try to keep that base count up. Both players really just kind of playing neck and neck here. We see the supplies are barely any difference. Slight supply lead for Nyoken, but worker count lead for Mihu going into this late game.
Yeah, I think this is where we start to see TVT, these lines just setting up that these tanks are going to make to try to take bases. I'm sure we're going to see Nyoken start pushing his tank line over that high ground into the top left area. I'm curious to see if Mihu is going to start reinforcing both sides, or he's just going to try to build up and just keep taking bases himself, because he has all the map control right now, Machine. He's able to take whatever bases he'd like down at the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, both players kind of doing a good job of cutting off lines here. It's clear to say that Nyoken is absolutely just trying to secure and spread across the top side of this map here. Whereas, Mihu's a little more bunched at his rally at the moment, but looks to be mining up top left to at least try to slow that spread of Nyoken's bases here.
Naoken has started air weapons already.
I mean,
I guess
TVT,
he's getting
right?
prepped for TVT. Yeah, he's getting prepped for those battle cruisers, the big boys.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a way to, get an advantage, right? If Mihu doesn't change comp quickly enough and Naoken gets 3-4 BCs out, sometimes that's all it really takes. But actually, we see both players countering. Looks like Mihu wants to take out this 12 o'clock position. Only 3 tanks remaining from Nyoken here. But we see Mihu's line, really, unfortunate movement there from Nyoken, looking to do his own kind of counter timing. And neither player going to be able to take advantage of this high ground. But once again, though, Mihu has the barracks to spot. So I think that's a slight edge for him once again here.
Yeah, and Mihu's just putting on the pressure right again for Naoken, maybe just to move his tanks over there, saying, hey, I want to press this space. The more he's going to force Naoken to take these defensive positions, the more of an advantage I think he has, especially as this goes into late game, right? The more that he forces Naoken to sit and protect his bases, the more that Mihu can take bases. Oh, you see that barracks machine, you're right, is giving him the slight little edges on these fights.
Looks like a big vulture tank counter timing coming in, though, from Mihu, and Nyoken's third, not the most defended, only a couple siege tanks and mines at the base, but here we go. Looks like Nyoken has split off some of those forces. Huge mine hits. All these tanks now are pretty soft from Mihu. SCVs have to pull off the line, though. Ooh, uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Man, big counter tank timings here. Looks like that physics lab going to be scouted out as well. So this was absolutely just an early battle cruiser attempt from Nyoken. Doesn't quite have the units he needs to efficiently hold this third base.
Yeah, 40 supply lead here for Mihu. We saw him add all those factories, and he just went into heavy macro mode and now is trying to press it. Maybe he recognized Naoken was trying to make this BST switch, so he just decided to push all of his units in.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like amazing TVT play here out of Mihu. Look at the unit spread, look at the vision, all the red across the map. Actually, Mihu taking top left as well for himself here. Nyoken forced to push into an unfavorable position to try to retake this third base, but more and more SCVs continue to fall.
Yeah, Mihu really extending his lead, right? And as great players do, they make good plays and they follow them up with more good plays. He's like, all right, now that I'm pushing through his bases, I'm going to take more to really make it hard for him to come back. No need to sit on my 4 bases. I'm just going to keep extending this lead.
Yeah, impeccable play here from Mihu. And now Mihu's gotten the position he needs to take out that 4th base of Nyoken. He could just slowly start pushing in here. But yeah, if Nyoken doesn't hold 12 o'clock, there's almost no hope. And yeah, GG is called there from Nyoken. well done from Mihu, as you'd expect. He's just kind of the dominant force at the moment. I would say the clear favorite. I don't know. ZhiaoShuai could be pretty difficult as well, but one of the favorites in this Group F. And yeah, with that, he takes a pretty convincing 2-0 to start things off, and he will move in to our winners finals match.
Yeah, never
And,
easy to 2-0 Nyoken for sure. So Mihu showing his ability, showing how much of his play is just so strong, right? Nyoken playing well, but Mihu a little bit too much to handle in this matchup right here. So that's okay. Nyoken still has another shot at it from the other side of the bracket. And then we're going to turn over to a totally different series here, Machine. We're going from Terran versus Terran to Zerg versus Zerg. So we went from 70 workers probably down to about 8.
yeah, a good 8, like a greedy 8 workers.
Solid greedy 8. Where if you build a 9th drone, you die. That's it. You can't build too many.
But yeah, man, this is going to be an exciting one. ZhiaoShuai, Chinese Zerg, he has just incredible muta control, which is oh so essential in this matchup in particular. And then we got JDConan. I think I remember a series between JDConan and Ziki not that long ago, the previous BSL, that just was crazy, man. It was just such a close match. As Conan plays very off meta, so it's something that can really throw some of these more meta players off, like ZhiaoShuai. If your opponent's just going for more like mass spores, trying to get into late game devour or plague, sometimes there's windows in there where you can really make some miracles happen, especially in this matchup. So yeah, this one's gonna be a lot of fun. Once again, starting off on Butter, 2-player map, so wouldn't expect anything too random to occur on a 2-player map ZVZ, just because you're able to scout each other, both scout each other at the same time early on. So yeah, man, this is gonna be a pretty exciting one here.
Yeah, I always love to see, especially the Chinese players playing ZBZ. Watching a lot of their games, they definitely mix it between the aggro, like 9-pool speeds versus like a 12-hatch expansion. And I think Butter does lend itself for both of those options because of the rush distance. So it'll be interesting to see what ZhiaoShuai picks on this first match, and what JDConan goes with too, knowing that, hey, like I probably got to make something happen a little bit here. So does he go for a 9-pool speed and just kind of push forward and try to break him early? Or is he say, you know what, I'm going to play one of those off-meta builds like you said and put up spores and go Hydra with Ensnare, something real wild?
Yeah. Why not? Like, what kind of I feel like there's no reason not to risk it against a player like ZhiaoShuai. But yeah, sounds like we are ready to jump into game number 1 here, folks. It's JDConan going up against ZhiaoShuai on Butter. And spawning top right as the blue Zerg hailing from China, it is ZhiaoShuai.
In the bottom right, we have our Zerg player, JDConan. All right, no 4-pools so far. So we got some drones building. Drones are building, nothing wild.
I can mark that one off on my ZVZ bingo board. No 4-pool yet.
No 4-pool.
Will it be 9-pool speed?
I'm not sure. I mean, I wonder if, I know we have these two players from different regions of the world. Maybe the turn rate will affect their builds in some way also. We see already that JDConan making an Overlord, and we have a 9-pool here from ZhiaoShuai already. So obviously different build order paths here. So Machine, what are some of the benefits of the 9-pool versus going an Overlord and maybe going like a 12-pool or a hatch first here? Like, what are these players thinking?
So
over gas here, Machine, isn't this?
It is the direct counter. It is one of my go-to ZVZ builds. I would have done it a little differently and made one more drone, but still. Overgas versus 9-pool is a build order counter here. So JDConan, theoretically, in the driver's seat in this match so far. Now, let me tell you what's going on in XiaoShuai's head. 9-pool is just about the most standard, like, defend all with aggro ZVZ build you could possibly go for. A lot of the times you can play your way out of just about any situation, whether, you know, it's a 12 pool, whether it's overgas like this, or also a 9-pool speed or 9-pool layer in ZVZ. So I think XiaoShuai is just saying, you know what? Let's just make sure I hold my one base, get to mutas, and we should be good. The problem with that, he's only got 2 on gas at the moment. He's playing against an over gas. Oh, whoa. JDConan actually pulled 1 off gas as well. There we go. 3 back on gas. So theoretically, JDConan has the drone advantage, doesn't want to really be aggressive anyway, and this is quite a long rally for ZVZ. So he should just be able to hold his main here and have an economic advantage.
Yeah, was taking the one off gas a slight mistake, because I know with the overgas you want to be able to take that gas advantage, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole point of the build for the most part, is just if we both make it to Spire play, I will have more muta than you. So here, you know, we have 8 lings for both players. JDConan, once again, I mean, he's got to be feeling great about this. 10 lings now for Conan, so maybe there's potential to push out here a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, if you're JDConan, I almost feel there's no reason to really do anything else. He should just pull his overlords back. You know, I say that, and there isn't a big gas advantage for JDConan. So
I think it was that one drone machine that he pulled off for a little bit. I think he
Yeah.
tried to get back to minerals to get up to the lair, but he had to stick with it, I think.
I mean, that being said, this game is even in every single way then. Like, gases are very similar, slight edge for JDConan, except XiaoShuai has the contain, and will be able to start a natural hatchery. So, you know, I actually think JDConan with a little bit of a lead here now, taking that. If you could just hang on to a natural gas ZVZ, I mean, you've won pretty much in this situation. JDConan actually stacking quite a bit of minerals here. I guess he wants to break out in order to be able to take his own naturals. So that
He
will
does.
work, and he does break out. And now it's time to charge across the map here. He's got to get that natural started though. He's banking 600 minerals here, but still, yeah. I mean, this is not a small amount of lings.
It is not. We see that he has speed too. Maybe that's where that little gas advantage went to as well. Machine. He got the 6 lings out onto this natural. Probably gonna be able to force a cancel here.
Yeah, at least get good eyes on the muta here as well.
I
So
like
yeah,
him
lings
splitting
splitting
off
off.
his lings. Wow, he
Yeah.
opted not to cancel. 2 lings in. Will he get a drone? Wow, really good pull on that one drone. Is he going to be able to get it? Gets a drone machine. We
Ooh.
know how big of a deal that is in this matchup. Will he get a second?
Yeah, that is
Right.
huge. Every single drone is massive in this. I mean, JDConan might even get an overlord here. He needs to back off. There's no way he gets this overlord. Does he?
Wow.
Oh my. Okay, that is huge. That is beyond huge. I mean, at this point, JDConan needs to just sit back. Like, he needs to expect that XiaoShuai is going to hit a timing here and just spend his gas. But he's actually trying to be aggressive here. I don't like
Oh,
this.
he pulled the mutas away with the ling machine and is going in to snipe some drones here.
No way.
Yes, he pulled.
Oh my god.
But he needs to leave now. Can't overstay here
Yeah.
because the mutas can chase each other. Oh no, he's within range. He may have to
You-
turn and fight.
He
He's trying to
might have
micro
at
against
this
it.
point. Yeah, you never want to let your mutas get
Oh,
caught.
no.
This is what I was worried about. He had such a lead in that gas department, but unfortunately, I mean, XiaoShuai just keeping those mutas clumped, and he will not throw from here.
Man. Yeah, really, I thought he made a good play with pulling the mutas with the link. He pulled them to the left. I think one drone and out would have probably been the way to go, but you know, once you get your muta count reset in ZVZ, such a hard thing all of a sudden to make a comeback, because where do you get 600 minerals, 600 gas? with just
Yeah,
one worker difference. It's just so
I'm-
hard.
You just don't. That's the thing. I mean, we're gonna have maybe 4 Muta here against 7 with Scourge. All these drones are gonna be eliminated here very shortly. JDConan does have a few Mutas now, a couple Scourge. Maybe if he gets some really good connects. Ooh, good control from Conan, picking off both the Scourge. So he's doing just about everything he can to try to even this up, but he just doesn't have the Muta count. And it looks like XiaoShuai going to end up taking game 1 here momentarily.
Yeah, unfortunate. Put himself in a good spot though. Really good build order advantage there. Made some good plays with the Lings. Just overstayed a little bit here.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to send a couple Lings across the map just to counter. Yeah,
We're down
drone
to
count
one
is now
worker.
down to 1. Yeah, if he just didn't attack after he killed that Overlord, he has this. But I knew that was going to happen. It's really unfortunate. The 1-2 Ling counter going in.
GG from JDConan.
Yeah, still though, great play. Honestly, he did have the advantage. It was, I mean, the absolute right call on build order there. Just got a little too aggro, and it's something that happens ZVZ quite often. You can't let your Mutaball get engulfed by their Mutaball. So XiaoShuai, as expected, off to a good start here. Really well done with that early 9 pool and just kind of hang in there style of play. And yeah, like as expected, man, like he's off to a pretty strong start in this series.
Yeah, really well done from him. Like you said, I think he picked a very standard build, just trying to play into a mid or late game if possible. Didn't want to take any extra risks. I'm just curious if JDConan used that extra gas for a Ling speed, and maybe he could have just saved it up for another Muta. Maybe that would have helped him. So maybe he can evaluate his build order and kind of change it for this game as it comes up, because he played well. He definitely took an advantage there, so it's definitely something that he could do to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, the Ling speed even ended up working out a little bit. He was grabbing drones in the main. He was pulling XiaoShuai's attention, away with those Muta. It was just a little bit of an overcommittal there, which is just so common and easy to do, ZVZ. But at least with that, it's going to end up being JDConan's map choice here. So, maybe if he wasn't really planning on playing Butter, he might have a better shot here. And actually, he'll pick Sylphid. Very strong 3-player map, pretty standard. One of the maps I'd say that is quite strong for 12 pool openers, ZVZ. So I don't know, that's just the first thought that comes into my mind whenever I see Sylphid. A lot of times, if you could just kind of hang on to a natural and play from there, it can be quite strong in this matchup. But yeah, with that, it looks like we are ready to jump into game number 2 here. JDConan down 0-1 against XiaoShuai on Sylphid. Let's check it out. And spawning at the 12 o'clock position as the blue Zerg, it is XiaoShuai.
And down 0-1 in the mid-left position, it is JDConan. Now, I think one thing we're going to have to change for next season, Machine, we're going to have to talk to Zero, is every player must wear a suit of a different color in their picture here, like XiaoShuai.
Oh, you have to wear a suit of a different color?
Yeah, that's it. We're going to have to just, not only are we going to draw groups, but you're going to draw your color. I mean, wouldn't you want to see Nyoken in one of those baby blue suits?
Oh, I'd love it, man.
Like from Dumb
Naoken
and
in a
Dumber?
baby
I
blue
think
suit.
baby blue suit with a top hat for Nyoken would be perfect.
God, that was the scene where he's like writing all the IOUs to everybody, right?
Yep.
In the limo. Oh my god, I love that movie. I live
Yeah,
my life based on that movie.
there it is. And we'll have
You
to
and me
figure out-
both.
yeah, we'll have to figure out who wears the orange suit. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe
Man.
Hawk. Hawk can wear the orange suit.
Yeah,
It'll be perfect.
it would be perfect, man.
Justice_BW.
Alrighty, well, we have an
celebration for 8
Overlord
months.
actually for both players, and yeah, this is gonna end up being, I guess that's a over pool from JDConan.
Overpool, yeah.
Not a super common build ZVZ, I gotta say.
And I think this hatch first is a good build order versus the overpool, correct?
Yeah, I don't think the overpool. I don't know actually. That pool timing, it's gonna be tight. You know, there's definitely okay. Well, when you drone like that, yeah, that's not gonna work. So, yeah, definitely hatch first. So strong ZVZ if you can get away with it. It's the main reason why I 9 pool as often as I do, because I kid you not, anytime I try to go 12 pool, they go 12 hatch, and it is the worst feeling in the world. ZVZ. We got 4 lings on the way here for JDConan, so there will be pressure. It's not going to be free here for XiaoShuai. He's going to need to start stacking some larvae. He's going to have to really try to, you know, get those lings out ASAP. He scouts a quick lair out of JDConan already. And yeah, this is kind of XiaoShuai's time to just survive and then really just try to hold the natural and do a counter speedling timing of his own.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Machine, I think he got the first scout off already, so he kind of knows exactly what he's up against. Where JDConan's gonna go to this base right now and finally find out what he's up against. I feel like that first scout ZBZ is just so strong.
It really is here. I mean, he's got absolute info on, you know, layer timing. Wow, JDConan not even going to try to pressure with things. He's just going to fall back. You know, the reason why I was trying to say that this map is so strong for Expo builds is there's no ramp leading into the main. And ZVZ, it's a lot easier to break into a base without a ramp. Spire down here for JDConan.
Hiding 2 lings, Machine. I really like this from Zerg players. They can block their choke and hide the 2 Zerg. Oh, he's going to send one in. You can really get some damage done with the lings on the counterattack.
Yeah, you absolutely can. I don't even think this is speedling out of Conan either. Oh, it is speed. Oh, he does have speed. Okay. So yeah, speedling inside the main, maybe.
No, maybe 1. Only 5.
Yeah,
we have 1 in there, but we only have 5 lings at the main base. There, Machine. I'm a little nervous that he's going to be able to bust. Okay, he's making more. We have a sunken.
Yeah, we do have a sunken building. Everything's pretty well spaced out. I kind of like that sunken position. Spire's behind the natural, so it's going to be tough to tear down. Ooh, good concaving from Conan here, but it looks like XiaoShuai just has a little too much. He's going to be pushed back here. Oh, XiaoShuai, little miscontrol there, taking some free damage from that sunken, and that could be a difference maker, honestly.
Looks like he's gonna need to be able to drop an Evo and some.
Yeah, he better drop it like now.
Yeah, he might.
Spire's done.
He might not make it in time here. We see the cancel on that second. Sunken, really well done. Here we go. The lings are going in. The lings do get on the sunken. They're taking some damage. Well, good drone drill there from JDConan to hold these lings. We do see the sunken goes down.
Yeah, amazing drone drill here. And the remaining lings from XiaoShuai, pretty weak. Should just be able to get cleaned up here by these Muta. And yeah.
Does he just continuously send Zerglings so that these Muta can never come? Is that what you do here? They can never make it to your base because you have to keep blocking?
I mean, there's no sunken, so even just sending these 4 would be huge, right? JDConan made it obvious he does not want to, you know, make any more lings. He's purely on his Mutatech already. JDConan also needs to get a natural down to try to keep up with, XiaoShuai here.
Because this is the power, right, of this expansion. You may be a little bit have less air control and Muta to start. But once you get that second gas up and you have all those extra larvae and can drone, you just become overly powerful as the game goes on.
Great control here from both these players. JDConan doing a really good job just kind of darting around with those drones, but every time he does that, you know, he's mining less efficiently. He's had to pull those drones quite a few times here. And actually, man, XiaoShuai already with a completed Spire.
Completed Spire, he's up 6 workers because of that hatch first build. Very, very strong play. Getting a couple Scourge just to help protect in case JDConan decides to dive. Isn't this one of those games where you start putting some Scourge? Oh, a drone is coming with... Oh, look at that hero. He knows what he's about to do. He knows exactly what he's about to do here.
Ooh, good
control
snipe.
from JD
Great
Conan.
control from JDConan here. If he gets a sunken down and just kind of defends us, it could be a little tough. But at the same time, remember, there's no spore at the base of JDConan. So, I mean, a
Wow.
counter timing with Muta from ZhiaoShuai could just end the game.
Wow.
Ooh,
Two Lings here. Gonna come in and pick off a drone or two. Wow. And he's gonna catch them as they go through. Well done from JDConan. Will this sunken get down?
Yeah, he's gonna get into the main here.
Oh.
Ling's trying to deal with the Zerglings of JDConan here. And actually, Muta going to dive onto that Sunken, but Sunken already dealing a good amount of damage to that forward spore of ZhiaoShuai. Ooh, one Muta does fall from JDConan though.
Wow. And then the sunken is now hitting the spire. ZhiaoShuai here on a little bit of a timer. He's gonna need to get in there before this sunken kills that spire. Ling's coming in now as well.
Yeah, Ling's coming in though. Looks like this is going to be enough to at least clean up that Sunken. Maybe not.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's attacking the hatchery. He needs to go back on the sunken. He's only got a couple more hits.
Oh,
3 more
come
hits
on.
and this spire is going to go down. One more and down goes the spire here for ZhiaoShuai.
What a Sunken, man. Oh, that was
Wow.
amazing play here from JDConan.
We see a third hatchery going down now from JDConan. Oh no. One drone down though. Good little counter here. 2 drones.
I'm surprised
Wow.
he can afford the third hatchery, honestly, off this. Huh.
Gray Shades, thank you for the donation. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gray Shades. That's quite the donation there, 95 bucks. We got ZhiaoShuai. I think he killed another one of JDConan's overlords on the center of the map there, so he's getting slight little edges here. He's obviously had so many more drones than JDConan for quite some time now, but you know, JDConan's one advantage here is he'll have a third hatchery.
Yeah, he'll be able to have more larvae. Hopefully he can get maybe a couple more drones in production. I think it's weird that a node still machine though, the spore colonies do play a big factor into this as this game goes on, because if ZhiaoShuai sees JDConan's Muta away from the base, he could go for a backstab, and JDConan will have to defend because he won't be able to go in to the base of ZhiaoShuai because of those spores.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, spores are very, very big. They're very important. You know, once you get enough spores at a base, you can always just feel free to completely counter and just rely upon your spores to kind of hold your bases. So, you know, definitely a worthwhile investment here.
We also
JDConan
saw the +1 armor starting finally for JDConan, where ZhiaoShuai had it going in his other spire, but that hero sunk and killed it. If JDConan gets that +1 armor way before ZhiaoShuai, his Muta will trade so much more effectively because of the bounces.
Yeah, +1 armor ZVZ is just a massive power spike. You know, if you have it and you're facing off against another Zerg that doesn't have it, like, it is a big, big difference maker. Looks like ZhiaoShuai going in for a timing here, though. Maybe this could be rough for JDConan. It looks like JDConan supply blocked and at a slight supply disadvantage here. And yeah, it looks like both players wanting to engage. Ooh, good pullback there from JDConan. He's trying to... Oh, man. Good Scourge connects, though, from ZhiaoShuai. And wow, what impressive control there from ZhiaoShuai. I feel like all of his Scourge somehow just connected and split across the Muta of JDConan. And, man, it is just so tough to play from here if you're JDConan. Ooh.
Yeah, I think we're going to see GG here in a second. All the Muta are down.
Yeah, good connects here from ZhiaoShuai. There's really no force left once again from JDConan. Just a couple Lings trying to counter on the other side of the map. And yeah, it looks like ZhiaoShuai going to be facing off up against Mihu next in our winners final match. So yeah, very well done there from ZhiaoShuai. Very well done from JDConan as well, man. There's some crazy parts in both those games. That Sunken, picking off the Spire at the last second, canceling that armor upgrade. I mean, you get to see some real interesting stuff whenever you watch JDConan play, and he proved it once again there. So
Yeah,
you know,
hero sunken, right? Going in there, taking out a spore, taking out the spire. Do you think he should have went for it? Do you think he should have just said, you know what? I'm going for this natural, like make or break here. I'll send the Lings on the other spore, send my Muta to micro against the other Muta, and just have gone just all in for that moment.
maybe it's hard to tell. It was
Yeah.
very close at that point. I think if there was a time to break ZhiaoShuai, it might have been that opportunity, but still, very, very well done. And yeah, that it's not quite over yet for JDConan. He will obviously be moving down later on to our elimination match to face off against Nyoken. But yeah, so far this group is shaping up pretty well. Both our Chinese players going to be facing off next up here. But before we get into our winners match, I think we're going to end up taking a quick break here. So folks, stay tuned if you guys want to check out this amazing Terran versus Zerg match we have up next between two of the best players in China here. So yeah, stay tuned, folks, and we will be seeing you soon. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the BSL. We just saw some pretty incredible matches. Razz kind of kick things off. It was Mihu, TVT up against Nyoken to kind of, for our first match. We just saw XiaoShuai face off against JDConan, and we're already at our winners finals here. It's going to be Mihu facing off against XiaoShuai. And man, what are you thinking going into this one?
Oh man, I think Mihu's going to want some revenge. XiaoShuai, one of the people that knocked him down in the last BSL Asia, so I think he's going to want some revenge. But I think we've seen it here, man. These Zergs are just, their meter control is just so crazy, right? I think Mihu's going to have to be extra careful and make sure that he does not skimp on any turrets. He needs to watch his move outs, because if these Zergs can get advantage, they know how to push it and they know how to take wins.
Yeah, man. I mean, I keep saying it, but whenever I think of XiaoShuai, the thing that sets him apart for me is how meticulously good his meter control is, and Zerg vs Terran being a appropriate matchup for that.
For sure. And I think that when you look at these players here, they have a lot of history. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with also. Will there be some trickery? Will there be some all-in plays? Because I'm sure these players have hit each other in more than just this event, some of just the Chinese events. So I'm sure they know each other very well. They know each other's styles. So there'll probably be some metagame also playing into what happens here in this matchup.
Yeah, I bet, there absolutely will be. These guys have, obviously hit each other in previous BSLs. They're very good acquaintances at this point. I'm sure both being top tier Chinese legends. They've probably faced off many a time. But yeah, man, I just am super excited to, kick this one off here. Looks like both of our players are ready, folks. It is time. Let's get to Mihu versus XiaoShuai on Powerbond Game 1. And spawning top left of Powerbond as the blue Terran, we have Mihu.
And in the bottom center position, it is XiaoShuai. Now this will be extra interesting, right? Because these players are both from China, so turn rate 24. So we're going to be seeing the best from both of these players in control and response. So definitely going to be an awesome matchup here. I'm very excited to see what these players pull out.
Or it could just be a cheese fest,
Or it could be the 4-pool versus the BBS. Who knows what happens? It could get wild.
Yeah, it's definitely going to get wild.
Now, in the metagame here to ZBT, I know there's been some changes between both. Will we see a 2.5 hatch? You think we'll see a standard 2 hatch from the Zerg player here?
I think when you're talking meta, 2.5 hatch kind of has been, from what I've heard, the more common in the meta at the moment. It does things like defend early academy pushes fairly well. Basically just any kind of that early Terran pressure. But I've always just been a fan of just taking a quick third base and holding it with, just pure 2 hatch meta. And if you're really trying to be efficient, I think that's the way to go.
Okay.
And I think that, when you're facing off against a player like Mihu, you're going to need every little advantage you can get. So we'll have to wait and see here.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see from the Terran side, will we see some of these Valkyrie builds? I know Valkyries have become very, very popular here in TVZ. I know there was a guide put out the other day about getting like 10 Valkyries even into the late game and just taking out Overlords and sitting on mech after you go bio. So will we see Mihu play that style, or will we see him just kind of stay on this, Marine Medic Vessel SK Terran style?
That's a good point. I have also been kind of, paying attention to the Valkyrie meta, and honestly, it's a scary meta. I've been saying it for a while. I don't know why you wouldn't just go mass, Valkyrie late game just to clear Overlords, almost like ZVP with Corsair or something like, or yeah, PVZ with Corsair. But at the same time, vessels have, their uses too. But at least for like an early Valkyrie timing, I think it can be quite strong against the standard, which is 2-hatch Muta still. Obviously it all comes down to control. ZhaoShuai, no slouch when it comes down to his Muta Scourge control, as we saw in the previous series. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
I'm really curious about this drone in the bottom left. What is going on over here? Is this just going home and retreating, or are we going to see a random third hatchery go down? Like, what is... Okay, it looks like it's
I
going
don't think
home.
he knows the map, man. I actually don't think he knows the map.
Okay,
From how he's playing. He hasn't scouted Terran's natural yet. I think
He
the
has
drone
not.
was looking for a natural and he couldn't find it. So,
Mm.
little bit of a blunder here for your ZhaoShuai.
He might be thinking he pulled the old, was the boxer lift of the CC, go to another base and land. He's like, oh no, there's no Terran on the map. We have to remake.
Yeah. I mean, his overlords are not set up to really scout that natural, which is very important information here. And we do have an academy timing coming out from Mihu. So, when you were talking about that 2.5 hatch play, it really would benefit him this game to go for something like a 2.5 hatch.
Oh,
A
little Hydra Den
it's
here,
a Hydra Den.
machine.
Never mind. I totally
Whoa, look at that.
misread this. Whoa. Whoa. I don't even know what to say anymore. This looks to be a lurker timing as well, because there's not many drones on this. It's a lot of speedling here early on, and yeah, Hydra are being produced. Obviously, we already know Mihu is going for an academy timing. This is quite a few Marines to kind of start things off here. 2 comsat stations going down as well. Yeah, this 10 Marine move out is going to be pretty scary for ZhaoShuai to hold, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
I was going to say, machine, is he going to have lurkers in time to stop this rush? I don't think he is.
Yeah, I don't think
Stim Rush is going to get across.
I mean, he's just going to have to rely on a lot of Zerglings here. It's still possible. And in fact, we even see ZhaoShuai confidently moving forward. Scan goes down. Mihu immediately retreats. Bunker is going to be formed at the natural here right at the start. Sometimes you see Terrans kill the comstat at their natural just to get a faster comstat, but actually... Yeah, it looks like that's not going to be the case. He's just kind of hanging on here.
He does have one more scan, but he's going to need range, correct? Finished, because the lurkers will outrange the bunker for the Marines that don't have range.
Yeah, at the start, I think he won't be able to. But honestly, it's only 3 lurkers, right?
A lot of lings. We'll see if 2 bunkers enough. I feel like 3 maybe would be the key.
I think 2's plenty.
Yeah?
I don't know, man. Yeah, I think it's plenty.
All right, we're gonna find out in 1 second here, machine. Here we go. Lings and lurkers going forward. Stim going in. Lurkers burrowing. Marines running back. Oh, I don't think those lurkers are close enough.
Yeah, a couple of them gonna start getting some shots off here. But we even have another bunker in preparation behind. He probably doesn't even need to finish it. It's just so difficult to break good Terrans with these lurker timings, honestly. ZhaoShuai, we're seeing just still a constant flood of red across the map. Good unburrow timing, gets right out of position, and actually gets a couple free Marines, so, not bad here. But
we're going for it, machine. We are not making any more drones. This is Ling, lurker, non-stop. This is it. He's either busting or game over. Scan goes down. He sees the unit flood. Only 4 drones at the natural. That should be tipping him off, saying, hey, this is it. He's going for it. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw even another bunker here to make sure that we hold.
Yeah, why not? Or at least repair the bunkers you got, I mean, there is no chance of a follow-up here from ZhaoShuai. A couple more lurkers, more forget the entrance, still more and more Zerglings streaming across the map here. He's got quite the build-up of units, but I mean, these Zerglings don't really pack a punch, in these tight, choked corridors here.
Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, there goes down the next bunker. We see siege and tanks coming. I think that's another good response. I think he just needs to hold. He knows it. He knows what he has to do. He keeps scanning and saying, I just got to hold. He's checking the number of lurkers are out there. He only sees 4, but he knows that there have been no more drones made. So there are only lings and lurkers that are coming.
Yeah, once you see that 4 drone count, it's clear that Zerg is completely all in here. It's just about go time here for XiaoShuai. He's getting his lurkers in position. Zergling's starting to get in flanking positions as well. And it looks like this is our go time.
Here we
Stim
go.
going down.
Here we go. Stimming into the bunkers. Lurkers burrowing. Big shots going down. Ling's getting cleaned up. Tank is sieging. Some more lurkers getting unburrowed and pushed forward. Good
First
stim.
2 bunkers falling. But yeah, it's just not enough.
I think just too much here from Mihu. Excellent response. And XiaoShuai knows it. And GG. Wow.
Yeah, GG is called there from XiaoShuai. Mihu off to a strong start. I mean, I like at least the attempt at some mind games here. It's very uncommon to go 2-hatch lurker, 2-hatch lurker at all, or any kind of Hydra opener. So, maybe XiaoShuai just chooses to take a risk and it didn't pay off this time. But either way, it's not his straight standard, 2-hatch Muta style play. So he still has more to offer and more to show up against Mihu. But, Mihu, what is there to say? Just played very standard, did the academy move out, scouted, exactly what was going on there from XiaoShuai, backed up and, defended appropriately. So,
yeah, I was going to say,
well
maybe, like I said before, maybe some of the previous matchups have affected these guys, and how they're playing. So that's why maybe XiaoShuai said, I'm going to pull this lurker build out. He hasn't seen me do this before. It's very rare, so he won't think I'm going to do it. But that's just the way it goes.
Yeah,
you go for it, and all in like that, you go for it. Either it's gonna work or it doesn't. And that's it.
Yeah. There's no middle ground with that. But it looks like, wow, our next map going to be Sylphid. Pretty standard map choice. It's currently in the ladder map pool. Should be fun.
Yeah, really good for ZVT with the mutas over the natural cliffs, right? There's a water back there, so you're able to kind of fly in and out and do a lot of good harassment. So I think that's something that XiaoShuai's got in mind. But I think our next matchup is ready. The players are ready to go. Let's make it happen.
And spawning bottom left as the red Zerg, currently down 0-1, it is XiaoShuai.
And in the bottom right, 2-time champion Mihu ready to get in there for an advance to the next round. Now, does Mihu turn around and say, you know what? Here we go. BBS in the middle, man. I got you. Or an 8 rack.
I think 8 racks would not be a bad call here. I think even this map is a really good map for 8 racks, with it being 3 positions. You're likely to find your opponent fairly quickly. You can kind of retreat and wall off your main on Sylphid as well. So I wouldn't be opposed to an 8 racks, but it looks like that will not be the case here. Mihu just putting down a very standard depot inside the main so far. But yeah, I really think XiaoShuai is just gonna do nothing out of the ordinary this game. I think we're just gonna see him go 2-hatch Muta. As you mentioned, Sylphid is just such a strong map for 2-hatch Muta. Not only is the natural very harassable, there's not great turret positions, but in between the main and natural, those cliffs kind of overseeing your rally point, it's very easy to pick off bio as Zerg early on. So yeah, I think this is a good map choice.
And if you're XiaoShuai, you don't want to put your winner's match into another all-in. I think it's good to do once. It failed. I don't think it's like, let's bring it back. I think he wants to play a standard game. He's a really strong player. He can beat Mihu straight up. So I think it's better for him to just kind of play a standard game out here.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of a late pool there, I noticed. Gas is slightly late as well, but not a big deal.
Yeah, and then Mihu seems like he's going to go for a standard just CC after barracks and kind of play his game.
We see
We see
ZhiaoShuai making drones here. SCV scouting the natural.
Let's see if he's blocking the natural to thing. I'm not sure what he's got going on there. If he's just hiding there.
Yeah, I guess he just kind of saw the gas timing, realized I don't really need to do much else with this. It's
Much
interesting
this
the
game
pull
with the
for him.
scouting, right?
Yeah, much
Put the
better
overload
this game
there.
with the scouting. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, knowing the natural position's pretty big. I was gonna say I think it's really odd that ZhiaoShuai didn't use his pool to boost the top mineral on this map. I think that's something that you're seeing more common these days, but maybe it's not good on this map. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, we see that. I think Mihu was looking with SCV to see where the lings were coming. If there were lings, he's seen none, so he feels comfortable not putting a bunker down. Now there's only 4. He should have enough Marines to hold this. Doesn't need the bunker. Ooh, good SCV control, getting away from those things. We want to keep this SCV alive as long as possible because we want to see layer timing. We want to see the tech. I think last game he was able to see there was no tech in the main. He scans the natural, sees the den, so he wants to try to do the same. 2 racks play again here from Mihu. Probably 2 racks of cat again.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff. Academy going down as well, so definitely pressure potential once again from Mihu. He'll likely do that exact same 10 Marine move out, which will be up to ZhiaoShuai to hold.
Yeah, ZhiaoShuai in a much better position in terms of vision, like we said before, so he'll know when that move out happens. He's not going to go all in, so he can put the sunkins down in response, and we'll be able to play into a mid game from there. Supply depot going down just to kind of kill some of the surface area and the naturals, so you could see the marine wall, so that if there was a ling all in or something like that, he could have less surface area to run those lings around.
Yeah, we see him even pulling an SCV off the mineral line just to tank. And actually, it's going to end up being the right call here because ZhiaoShuai was looking to pick off an SCV, but will notice the formation and chooses to back off.
Yeah, I think he's probably a little bit aware, again, knowing that, hey, there's no bunker, usually a little bit of a tip-off that we're going to see some kind of stim timing. My concern for him, though, is the stim timing, maybe not killing him, but that third machine. Like, I think that's a very hard thing if your muter not out on good time, and he notices that there's a third base, he can probably force a cancel.
I mean, normally with this stim timing, you got to get a sunken down. And the natural is actually closer than the third, so I'm a little... Yeah, he could just go straight to the third, though, too. We see the scan.
He sees the cancellation. Wow.
Some mind games going on here. I'm not sure why he opted not to move out, to be honest with you.
I think he's worried about the ling counter. He knows the lings are there above him at the third. So I think he wants to move onto the map, but there are some lings there. So he's trying to chase them down. Maybe he's worried there are a lot more than 4. You know, he can't know there's only 4 right now.
Yeah, that's true. We do have a bunker, though, which means that now Mihu is prepared for some type of a counter timing. But as is, ZhiaoShuai, honestly, in not a bad spot here. He wasn't forced to make any sunkins. He got some really good delaying done with just a handful of zerglings and has a third hatchery on location at a third gas base. So everything looking very good for ZhiaoShuai.
All right, and ZhiaoShuai is now going to be able to poke in with these muta, kind of see what's going on. There's 2 turrets in the mineral line. Seems a little bit light for the damage that could come in here, but maybe he has the bunker to help range a bit. But I think ZhiaoShuai is going to be able to pick off some SCVs for sure with only 2 turrets there.
Yeah, free SCV number 1, free SCV number 2. You know, probably can only get a few before he has to back up and just focus on holding this bio timing from Mihu, but still, you know, every little bit counts.
Yep, flying around, just trying to see where he is, trying to come in from a good angle here, so he can just kind of get some picks.
Yeah, you see this joust a lot between Zergs and Terrans mid-game. Ooh, very good focusing from Mihu, not missing a step. Focusing down a single muta very quickly. And now ZhiaoShuai just kind of having to stay on the outskirts here. He wants to look for those trailing Marines, anything that's just kind of isolated, sitting by itself. Forces out another stim. Ooh, a Muta almost going down there again. So big damage here from ZhiaoShuai or from Mihu.
Yeah, this control here from Mihu is extremely impressive. You notice that he's staying within that magic box, right, where his Marines are staying clumped and not leading in lines. But wow, ZhiaoShuai leading him towards that bridge machine so that he can kind of get some better surface area fires on those glaives. So really well done from him, keeping this Mihu army here so his third base can kind of just continue to mine freely. Ooh, armory, starport machine. This is what I was talking about. I think we're going to see some of this Valkyrie play. We're going to have that Valkyrie play, push out across. Ooh, attack damage here from ZhiaoShuai. The Valks are going to get out. We're going to get a couple, and then we're going to go with the Valk bio across the map, and then we'll see, is Mihu going to transition into mech? A lot of times players are transitioning into mech directly after the Valkyries are out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think he's going to need a third gas before he can really do too much of that, but yeah, it could definitely be some type of a mech transition later on. Wow, ZhiaoShuai getting a nice group of bio there. What is this timing?
Oh, man.
So many Muta coming in here from ZhiaoShuai. He does have that attack upgrade now, so he is able to tear through this bunker and all of this bio very quickly. Wow, what an impressive timing here.
Wow, that was crazy, machine. I did not expect that to be so effective. But with that, ZhiaoShuai takes over complete map control. He knows that Mihu cannot move out now.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely no chance of a move out. First Valk is out, though. So if this gets a good shot off, though, it could kind of start turning the game a little bit. And it is a very nice shot.
Yeah. Fire here. Ooh. Good control. Wow. Mihu, excellent control with that Valkyrie. Not easy to do that.
Yeah, he's just peppering these Muta. He knows that's all he's got to do. Just stay right out of range, you know, kind of patrol in or hold position. And wow, it looks like ZhiaoShuai just going for it, man. More Ling Muta running into the natural here. Trying to get on top of this solo Valkyrie. Is able to do so, but it's not quite enough. And
immediate repair.
Yeah, immediate repair.
And GG, wow.
Wow, GG is called.
Did not expect him to just bow out there. I thought he had the 3 bases. I guess he was a little bit more in. He felt that he couldn't break Mihu, so the game was over. I thought maybe he could continue for a little bit there.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, for Zerg like that, whenever you forego teching, you know, getting your lurkers and stuff like that, and you don't deal like significant damage, you're just kind of super mega behind for the rest of the game. Without defilers at play, likely, you know, a lot of bio timings will just end the game after that. So still though, great effort out of ZhiaoShuai, and he will move on to face the winner of the elimination match. But yeah, Mihu taking first place in this group with very impressive play. Man, such a strong Terran. I mean, for the next phase of this tournament, if you run up against Mihu, you gotta be sweating a little bit, you know. I mean, he just looks like such a monster, and he just looks like he's on form at the moment. It's gonna be really difficult to defeat him.
Yeah, Mihu really strong. I mean, not even dropping any games to Nyoken or ZhiaoShuai is really impressive. So congrats to him. He'll be on to the round of 16. Now we go down to the elimination match here, machine. Nyoken, JDConan. Now,
yeah, man.
Nyoken also a big fan of the Valkyrie play. His Valkyrie move outs with the bio. Has been doing it for a while, you know, even though we've seen it come into meta, but Nyoken is, if you watch him stream and play, it's standard for him to get some Valkyries in this matchup almost.
Yeah, he's been doing this for years. It is his go-to build. You know, he has a lot of tendencies and a lot of matchups, and making Valkyries is absolutely one of them for his TVZ. You know, it's also Power Bond, good 3-player map. You know, I think the situation kind of lends itself to being good for, you know, Valkyrie timings here. There's a lot of that neutral air space that if he's able to accumulate a good amount of Valkyries, he could be picking off overlords and hunting down Muta and things. So, yeah, man, without further ado, I am excited to get this one started here. It's going to be Nyoken facing off against JDConan on Power Bond, Game 1. And spawning top left as the blue Zerg, it is JDConan.
And in the top right position, your favorite caster, it's Nyoken. All right, let's see what we're going to get from both players. I feel like JDConan will definitely try to play some standard play here. Probably 2-hatch Muta. Naoken, I think, will do the same. It's very standard. Just take a CC, kind of play out from there.
Yeah, we saw some pretty aggro style play from JDConan in the ZVZ earlier with XiaoShuai, but I mean, that's par for the course in ZVZ, right? Like, it's so low eco. It's so, about just getting that early damage if you can, or even just trying to use it to survive. But yeah, I don't know. I think playing standard would play a little bit into Nyoken's hand. Like, Nyoken definitely a player who just wants to, kind of take it easy until you get into those mid-late game timings, and then he kind of starts to pick up the aggressive pace from there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Another player who really likes to do that mech switch later, like very okay with playing back, very okay with sitting, taking bases, splitting the map. Nyoken has no issue with that. Playing against the Ling Ultra Defiler, not a big deal for him. He's very okay with playing into that late game, very comfortable.
Yeah, he absolutely is. Makes it, look oh so simple for Terran, honestly. This looks to be pretty standard here from Conan. I think Pool just went down on 11, Gas on 10. So standard stuff here. This looks to just be your regular run-of-the-mill 2-hatch, most likely Spire play. Both players scouting the south side of the map first, so each one recognizing, hey, my opponent's across from me now. Just the single barracks so far from Nyoken, likely going to end up putting down command center around 14-15 supply. That is natural.
Yeah, I think we're going to see it a little bit later because he went with the second depot, but like I said, very standard play. Nothing crazy here. Just making sure that he's not going to get a Pool first build that's going to kill him first, and then he'll throw down the CC.
Wow, first kind of adjustment from JDConan here. This is, I think, going to end up being the 8 Ling pressure. We saw him save supply starting at 12. Oh, never mind. He just made the drones a little later. Never mind. So, no, he's just going to make a couple drones and go from there.
Yeah, Naoken sees the lair timing, so he'll know that speed is probably not on the way just yet. Gonna put a bunker down anyway, it seems like, or is that a depot?
It might be a depot.
Might be a depot there. Yep, just a depot to block. Okay, he knows he's good. And we see Naoken taking his gas early here. Probably gonna go into some Academy eBay type of play.
Yep, all safe and standard stuff. Naoken can do Academy openers, obviously, but I think in general his preference is to just get that +1 going earlier, so you can just kind of hit those faster upgrade timings and have power spikes. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what he opts for here.
Oh, I'm wrong again. He's just gonna go right into the Valk play here, Machine.
Yeah.
Not messing around.
I mean, we were saying it, right? You expect it with Nyoken. It's definitely a big tendency of his to go for those early Valkyries, and he makes good use of them, so why not? So just, third hatch in the main for JDConan. I think it can be okay. I don't think JDConan's behind by any means, but you ideally would want to do 2.5 hatch if your opponent was going for an Academy timing, but as we know, that is just not normally how Nyoken plays.
Yeah, and this Valk play is just so strong against the Muta. One misstep with these Muta, and they're all of a sudden, next thing you know, they have 7 health each. And you really can't use them to fight anymore.
And once you get, your 3-4 Valkyries out, suddenly Zerg needs to be very wary of counter bio Valk timings. I mean, it's really difficult to control, which I think is why a lot of Terrans didn't go for Valkyrie timings to begin with until recently. But man, once you get that patrol and pullback control down, Valkyries are just so useful in these fights.
Yeah, I think it's even harder to really hold that third base with that timing, right? I mean, you can't micro the Muta well against the bio, which you need. So if you have a third that doesn't have lurkers there because you stayed on Muta too long, or just the timing is just really sharp, life becomes very difficult for Zerg. And if you're only on 2 gases and the Valks are flying around, they start picking up Overlords, things can spiral out of control. So he's got to be really careful with his Muta. Maybe throw a couple Scourge in with his group so he can kind of pick off some of the Valks as they go.
Yeah, I mean, once JDConan recognizes what this is and the turrets get up, I mean, you have a very small window to try to get much damage done, and then you need to just recognize and react and get a third base here. The longer JDConan goes without a third, I think he'll start kind of falling behind. But SCV pickups, very nice.
Pickup, very well done from him.
Yeah, very well done there. He's got good worker count, 24 drones to the 30 SCVs in Nyoken.
Okay, another good snipe there, right? Every worker counts as you go here. You just want to keep picking up as many kills as possible. One of these workers, try to even it out. +1 attack again here, Machine. First Valkyrie out. Is +1 attack becoming more and more standard? I thought it was Carapace at first. Was like, gotta be careful with this Valkyrie. Good control from Nyoken. Able to send these mutas away. And look how much damage they take, though, from that Valk.
Yeah, that was just one shot, too. And JDConan forced to back up. I guess to the comment of +1, it's really something that I think a lot of Zergs kind of change and flip-flop around. A lot of the times +1 attack is meta. It's when Zergs are really just trying to end the game mid-game, it feels like. But I've always been a fan of the +1 armor, and I think +1 armor is, just so much better against the Valk opener in general. That's something you'd want to do. That being said here, SCV count has been significantly reduced here for Nyoken.
Now we have 2 Valkyries. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's going to start spiraling out of control as we get more and more Valkyries as well here. So JDConan's got to watch out.
Ling, Lurker, Scourge coming through.
Yep, Evo as well in the main, getting ready for those +1 armor upgrades. We have JDConan taking the 6 o'clock position as well. No Queen's Nest yet on the way, though. That's definitely something to note.
So Naoken must have the magic bomb, and he knows where to scan, when to scan. I feel like no matter what matchup it is, he finds your hidden tech, he finds your bases, he knows where everything is, man. It's always wild. His game sense is crazy.
Yeah, it really is, honestly. We have a move out finally here from Nyoken. Obviously, he scouted that third base at 6 o'clock. He may just choose to go there, or could just maybe try to flat out kill Conan's natural at the same time. Move Valkyries in position. We do have Scourge trying to get on top of these Valkyries, though they will not find purchase. Nyoken is doing a great job controlling this bio, keeping everything together. But yeah, it looks like Nyoken wanting to hunt this 6 o'clock base.
Yeah. I think the tricky thing about these positions, though, is if he goes all the way down, is there going to open a window to counterattack for JDConan? So Nyoken going to be careful, kind of checking out what's going on, slowly moving down. We do have 2 lurkers being morphed on that ramp down there, but if Nyoken can get to the ramp before these 2 lurkers are up.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to. They just started morphing. Oh no, this could be terrible here for JDConan. If he does not hold this third base, he could be in some serious trouble. But here we go. Muta and Scourge coming in. Scourge makes some great connects, actually, but not before Muta's taking some significant damage from this. Good Marine spread, perfect scan timing, and Nyoken looks like he's just going to clean this up. All of the muta's done. One Valkyrie still remaining, but we actually have a couple of rallying lurkers coming in here. Nyoken gonna need to pay attention, or he could end up losing this Bioforce. Oh, big damage goes down, but actually the hatchery gonna end up falling anyway, and he might actually grab a couple lurkers with this as well.
Lurkers, oof. Wow, what control from Nyoken there, man. Perfect scan time, like you said, spreads the Marines, has the Valkyries focused on the other side to take out all the Muta and the Scourge. Really, really well done for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what you expect from Nyoken, honestly. He's just such a dominant force, especially, you know, in TVZ. So yeah, the one thing I gotta say, JDConan doesn't have a third base, and his hive is quite delayed here. Nyoken has
one.
Oh, we are gonna hide one.
We are gonna hide that base.
Looks like Lurker will come in and finally should be able to clean up what's left of this bio from Nyoken. And yeah, he might actually be able to retake this base. Ooh, Marine stimming in though. Oh, almost got the block. It was so close, man. He was trying his hardest.
Wow, it's wild.
Ooh,
These medics
Lings.
trying to. Oh wow, getting a lot of vision. That's really great. I'm just worried that we're using. I know it's only 100, but right now when you're on 2 base gas here for Zerg, that's a little scary to be using any extra gas anywhere else. But he does have a ton banked up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's at least going to get some good vision with it. The big concern right now is actually Hive being so delayed, right? You know, he really was pretty late on that Queen's Nest, and you know, wasn't able to hold the third here. So there's no big advantages quite yet for JDConan. Are those lurkers on hold position, or?
No, I don't think they can range the Marines just yet.
Wow. Okay.
But Nyoken switching into mech already here, machine transitioning into late game, getting ton of vultures with mines and just going to lay them all over, and siege tanks. Already the armory spinning for +1 attack on his mech. This is just devastating because the lurker Ling Defiler doesn't match well against the tank mines that are going to be put all over.
No, definitely not. I mean, like we said, Nyoken is happy just to play late game mech and mine up the map, and you know, what can Zerg do from there? You got to get a small group of Muta or Hydra just to clear mine pathways anytime you want to move out and apply any kind of pressure. But yeah, also we only have the single lurker on the ramp here at 6 o'clock. There is a Nidus warping in from the natural though. Will it be in time? It's gonna be close here, folks. I'm not sure which way this is gonna go. 3 lurkers just about to make it through that Nidus. Nyoken's stimming up the ramp. He has 2 vessels. But man, if Conan can just make it to that ramp in time, and it looks like he will. 2 of the lurkers being irradiated immediately. 2 more lurkers joining in though, and actually, yeah, this is going to be enough. Looks like Nyoken will be forced to back off here.
Yep, Nyoken just taking a couple picks. Got to be careful with these vessels. Wants to keep them alive. He does not know about this 4th base. We'll see that base that's trying to go down bottom left. He does have 2 Marines there. Probably just banking energy on these vessels, going to keep irradiating those lurkers and laying mines. Nyoken has such crazy map control. The thing that maybe could help JDConan is maybe get Nidusing to that base that's mid-right so he can get his units out so that he can avoid some of these mines. The problem is, oh man, Nyoken has those buildings floating. If he floats that command center down, or that barracks down a little more, he'll be able to see that hidden base, and then he's gonna have a real issue if that one goes down too. But I would have liked to see JDConan mine the gas from that base.
Yeah, I mean, his eco's just been in shambles, right? He's already lost his 3rd, just barely is like doing whatever he can to hang on to it and take it. He just hasn't had the drone count, you know, and the attention really to be able to take that 3rd and 4th gas. But as you say that, he is double gassing now.
Oh, surprise, Naoken.
Oh man,
There's a base
the Nidus.
here.
There is a Nidus set up at it. I don't know. Oh, it's connected
that
on
one
the ramp
above?
into the main. Oh, lurkers do make it through in time.
Yeah, that one's there.
Yeah,
I
Nidus
don't
goes down.
know if it's enough though here. Machine, I think this base is gonna be one for the records books. It's gonna be history. Bye bye.
that
Oh no.
base absolutely will fall. Oh no, another nice mine connection there from Nyoken. Lurkers pushing down this ramp at 6 o'clock, trying to take yet another gas base, but man, yeah, you're just seeing the red all across the map. It's so difficult to, for Zerg to play from here, honestly.
And this is where Naoken, I mean, he's pressing a lot. He's doing a really good job. But this is where he's just okay. Mining up everything, taking 5 bases, and just starving you out, letting you sit there and suffer with no economy yourself. So he is very familiar with this position. He is going to continue to do so. And wow, that's a lot of mech coming down to that bottom center area there, Machine.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It looks like he's decided to pull the trigger here. That's just so many tanks. We do finally have that Defiler tech, though, from JDConan, so he should be able to stall this quite a bit with some Dark Swarms and some Lurkers.
He doesn't see it, Machine.
Ooh. Oh, man. Okay, I wasn't sure if he was going to try to one-shot the Defiler. Vessels
so
coming
too.
in here. A couple of the vessels going down to some nicely placed Scourge there. But yeah, it's just a matter of time, it feels like at this point. Oh, never mind. Another Defiler. We'll see. If he can get another Defiler and another Lurker down there, he might be able to hold this. Like, Nyoken just completely throws into, the Dark Swarm. But
The
actually,
old
Nyoken,
Dark Swarm. The OP Dark Swarm.
yeah, it looks like Nyoken can get a backup here with that Lurker on the ramp, but still able to kill off that 4th base. Ooh, nice Hydra counter here from JDConan. Took out a turret and a few SCVs here, but it looks like that is going to get cleaned up.
Yeah. And as the game goes on here, Naoken just securing his position, taking another base, maxed out, so he'll start building that bank that he has. Just kind of waiting. Oh, the Filer's sitting on the ramp, blocking the Vultures from coming up right now. Might be getting ready to use a Dark Swarm on it. A couple energy away. But
Yeah, I'd like to see some Plague, honestly. A Plague on that group of Vultures right there. Man, that would be good, honestly.
absolutely.
But yeah, this is just a tough spot for JDConan, obviously.
Yeah, very difficult. I mean, Naoken has just been nice. Up, he must have heard
He gave
you.
it to me.
He heard.
He must have been
He was like,
listening.
"This is what Machine wants. Give the man what he wants."
Oh man, that is useless supply for Nyoken now. Like, what are you gonna do? Repair 12 Vultures that are plagued? No, like, you're gonna throw them
costs
away.
more than building. Yeah, you might as well just send those in a die and build another round.
Yep.
Oh man, but like I said, Naoken's not too worried about the position changing, right? He knows he's maxed out. He's probably going to gather his army soon. He knows that he's in such a comfortable spot, being on 5 bases. He's got 4 gas working. I mean, he's just in a really, really good spot. And we see the maxed out mech army just moving across the map right now. Probably going to look to crush this last base that he knows is the sole income that will be left soon for JDConan.
I mean, there's almost no pressure really for Naoken to even attack. If he is on superior base count. I mean, his eco is through the roof. We're seeing the money he's stacking, but yeah, he's gonna choose to apply some pressure here, prevent this mineral only from getting up for JDConan. And wow, very nice plague going down though from JDConan there, but I mean, it's just not enough.
Not enough to break this. Naoken has this base cut off, irradiating those lurkers, just getting in position to make the final blow here. We see that about 100+ supply difference. Naoken just moving in position to take game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, the writing's pretty much on the wall at this point. JDConan microing his heart out here, trying to use that Cheeto dust to get every little advantage he can. But yeah, there's just too much Terran there.
JDConan. Yeah, I mean, exactly what we would expect from someone like Nyoken, hitting his timings, getting out on the map. I mean, once he busts that base at 6 o'clock, it's just really tough spot there for JDConan. I mean, he fought his heart out, played well, had some good muta control, but Nyoken just seemed to be a little bit too much in this moment.
Yeah, it was just a little sharper, just a little more on top of it. The Valkyrie control was great, JDConan had some good muta harass initially, picked off quite a few SCVs, was starting to slow things down, but Nyoken's just kind of slow and methodical, and executed a very good turn versus Zerg there. So with that, it's going to be JDConan's map choice, so we'll have to wait and see what he ends up picking there. But, if you're Nyoken, he might. I think Sylphan's a great map for it, but actually it's going to be Vermeer, 4-player map, big map. I don't know, man. Like, do you pick Vermeer against Nyoken?
I would not personally, because I know this is a map that he would want. This is something he would like, right? Standard. Can just play a nice long late game, split the map up. He's very okay with that, but maybe JDConan has something up his sleeve.
I think you pick Odyssey and use 7 pool or something,
Yeah, you premise this and get wild,
But yeah, man, it looks like with that, it's going to be Vermeer will be JDConan's map choice. Maybe, who knows? We didn't see the most standard opener from JDConan, so maybe he's looking to just play more of a sit-back macro to hive game this time around. And hopefully he's able to, hold that third, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, with that, we are ready to jump into match number 2 here, fellas. It is Nyoken facing off against JDConan on Vermeer. And spawning top left as the blue Zerg, looking to make a comeback, it is JDConan.
And in the top right, 1 win away from getting to that deciders match, it is Nyoken. All right, Machine, we'll see what we're going to have here. I'm assuming we're going to see standard play again from Nyoken. Just, I think he felt comfortable in that game. And
yeah, I was just going to say, it's like a cookie cutter, like Nyoken TVZ last game. Valk opener, gets the late game, goes back, like doesn't overcommit on anything, always pressures the third. I've noticed that's one thing about Nyoken. He like almost never tries to just go to the natural and take a risk and end it. He's just like, nope, I want to pressure your third. You hold your third, good job. We'll play from there. you know, like it's very regimented.
Absolutely, and he just takes all the necessary steps to make sure he locks in the victory, right? We saw him take full map control last game, slowly push out, get his economy, get to his maxed army, and just kind of push through. Just very attentive to his groups of like small forces that are across the map, trying to make it hard for the Zerg, but just a lot. So JDConan here, we'll see what he does. Maybe he'll mix it up. Maybe Nyoken likes Valkyries. Maybe he'll try some kind of 2-hatch lurker, 3-hatch lurker type of play as well, mix it up. But right now, standard stuff.
I mean, Nyoken also not a player I feel like want to go 3-hatch against, because he is very well practiced at 5 racks plus 1, right? Like, I mean, the players that have just been playing forever, they have certain advantages, and players that have been playing forever are really good against 3-hatch. So not usually a good call, but who knows? Maybe you gotta swap it up when you're playing against Nyoken.
Yeah, Nyoken, veteran in the scene, knows what's going on, always going to put out a strong performance.
We see it is going to be pretty standard 2-hatch. It looks to be 2-hatch mutas so far from JDConan. Creative tip $5. Ooh. Start the donation train, everybody.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Come on, we can do it.
Let's get this party started.
Let's get wild out here.
Looks like JDConan at that 13 supply mark. Ooh, yeah, little. I don't think he's going to kill the Overlord here, but that's a lot of damage on an Overlord. Especially for someone who's likely going Valkyrie.
Yeah, as long as it gets away there, Machine, because losing that...
Yeah, that would
could
be
game ending in itself.
Yeah, it definitely could. We're not seeing. Is this a second Rax out of Nyoken or is this gas? Okay, it is gas. It is gas.
Yeah.
So, very possibly still going to be a Valkyrie opener.
Gonna
out of
probably be
Nyoken
the
so far.
Valkyrie opener. Yeah, I would imagine so. Oh, 6 links this time from JDConan. Last time he went with 4, getting some link speed. Maybe we'll see a Zergling pressure build here.
Not a bad call. It is 6 lings, but he chased the SCV for quite a bit and even kept one on the SCV. So this is, basically 5 ling pressure. And even though Nyoken didn't make a bunker, you can barely hold this, with good unit placement and control. We're actually seeing, is that a bunker? He is going to make a bunker, it looks like. So, okay. But 4 Marines coming in here. There's no SCV to tank. So actually...
Great pullback there from Nyoken.
But great control also from JDConan. I think that was a worthwhile trade here for Conan.
Yep. About 4 lings for about 3 Marines. I think that's really good. Ooh,
Oh no.
Miss Rally.
Miss Rally some drones moving across the map, but no big
Happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us.
deal. Yep. We have Factory down in the mains, Spire down in the main of JDConan. So things really shaping up as expected here so far.
Yeah, everything kind of on point here. JDConan getting a healthy economy, 22 drones.
Yeah, really nice drone count, honestly. And keep in mind, last game, that was the 2.5 hatch stat version, which was not beneficial for JDConan given their builds. So maybe this time with JDConan taking a 3rd hatchery at a 3rd base, this could be the difference maker he needs to really hang in there toe-to-toe with Nyoken.
Yeah, his Muta will be much faster. If Nyoken recognizes it, which he doesn't have any scanners yet, so he might not, he's going to have to probably drop some turrets a little bit quicker to make sure that he survives till that Valk timing is out. If JDConan gets there before the turrets are up, he might be able to end the game with a 2-hatch Muta, just non-stop reinforcing. And Machine, what do you think about this base being taken here in the bottom left? Taking the natural, not the main.
Yeah, some players do this. I actually harp on it quite a bit, but then if you watch Zeke play, Zeke takes this natural instead of the main quite a bit. It just basically hoping to prevent a scan, from recognizing the base location. But I'm still not a big fan. I think a 3rd is way easier to hold with lurkers upper ramp than on even ground, obviously. So I don't know. We'll have to see if it pays off for him.
Here we go. The harass begins here from JDConan flying in. Only 2 turrets right now, and he's found a good angle where only 1 can hit. 1 SCV down.
Yeah, 1 SCV down. Second
2.
one going to be joining, delaying some of these turrets from going down as well. And actually more Muta joining in here. Now we're at that deadly 8 Muta, 7 Muta, obviously one-shot SCVs, which is a key, amount to get to. Ooh.
No
wow,
turret
JDConan
placed in the top side of the mineral patch here. Machine finding a really good sweet spot to be able to just nail SCVs down.
Yeah, this is devastating damage here for Nyoken. Definitely not what you want. You gotta have more turrets if you're going for this Valk opener. Valk is out though, and with that, this might actually force JDConan to back off. But wow, look at that worker lead for JDConan. Yeah, 27 drones to the 23 SCVs of Nyoken. That was very big damage and very well done from JDConan.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Nyoken didn't have a turn up there, but really good for JDConan finding that great spot. Probably going to fly back in maybe and try to hit that spot again if Nyoken has not added a turret. Oh, the Muta just flying in, just killing tons of SCVs here. He gets on the Valkyrie.
Oh, Valk gets
14. The Valk goes down.
Retreated for a second, but he
Marines
gets an
go
additional
down there.
shot off.
Wow, and he is in a really good spot now if he can try to get some more SCV shots. Muta are getting dangerously low. Probably not going to get them out. But man, he is up 7 workers already here, Machine. What good damage there from JDConan. Really good control. Able to really, I think, take a lead in this game.
Yeah, this has been strong play so far from JDConan. Supplies are even, but I mean the tail is really the eco lead here. Whatever you're Zerg, you have a drone lead, you know, on your Terran opponent, you are feeling great, man. So Nyoken's, I mean, we're seeing not a lot of buildings blinking because he just has to choose between SCVs and, you know, units at the moment.
Yeah, and he delayed those other 2 barracks by sniping the SCVs that were building them. So even his marine count is very low right now because of all the delay that it caused by those mutas. So +1 attack on the Hydra.
I don't know, dude. I'm not convinced. I don't know why you would. Why just go to Hive? Just go to Hive and get Defiler. You're in a great spot. Don't go Hydra Lurker.
Yeah.
Oh no. As is though, it looks like JDConan going to be trying for some mid-game Hydra Lurker play. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not a fan. Never have been. Ooh, big Lurker timing here on this bunker. Actually might get sniped for free, it looks like. And yeah, that's going to end up falling.
Wow. JDConan really building up a healthy economy. I'm surprised that he's not going into Hive. I thought maybe he was going to get all this +1 armor and carapace for the Hydra so he can go into the Plague style that we also have seen from Zerg's late game, where they go the Hydra with just a Filer and Plague. But banking a ton of money up here, ton of gas. Oh, he checks third base down there. Maybe Naoken is unsure where. Oh, he's just checking maybe for an Overlord spotting so he can do a drop. Just missed it in his scan. Let's see if JDConan can recognize that the drop is coming through.
Yeah, we did see Scourge at the top side of the map as well. So JDConan has the units to prepare for this. Oh, he does see
react.
it too.
Does
so
react.
This is
Oh
gonna be
my
an eliminated
goodness.
drop there. And yeah, things still not looking great for Nyoken.
That was really well done. Great reaction from JDConan there, seeing that the dropship was coming, because that could have done significant damage to help Naoken, but not happening. Oh, wow! Naoken with a quick pull, little scan.
Yeah, very quick pull. Does manage to save that Valkyrie for now.
Do we have a science facility from Naoken, or is he completing right now? I think he hasn't finished yet, so there are no vessels in sight for the next minute or two. So he is going to have a hard time getting out of this contain without those limited scans around that he'll have.
Yeah, JDConan doing a great job keeping these forward lurkers, forcing the scans out, forcing them to back up. Actually getting... Oh my god, I can't believe the bio died there. That was really weird.
Wow. Unfortunate. Open their group now. Okay, couple go down.
Nice spike there from JDConan, taking out 4 Marines. But it looks like with the siege tanks, Naoken able to push in here a little bit.
Yeah,
I think he's got to
Conan has to be careful. Yeah, he's got to be careful. Can't keep throwing away lurkers like that. You know, I know he has the lead, but he wants to keep that lead extended. He's going to have to make sure he's careful with his units and use them wisely here. We don't want to give anything free back to Nyoken.
Yeah, Nyoken going to move towards the south side of the map, try to get a little bit of pressure done. It gets scouted in the center. And you know what? I don't know, man. This is definitely not going to work. Obviously, it's only a handful of Marines here. JDConan, man, maybe even gonna throw another lurker away.
Yeah.
Nope. No scan for it.
Gas Zerg, very strong though. You know, he's at that really killer base mark where you can really start getting Ultra and Defiler and all that, but no Ultra Cavern in sight. I think we're going to stay on this Hydra, Lurker, Ling, Defiler with some Plague. But has to be careful. Nyoken, no stranger to being behind in a game and trying to pull back and knowing what he has to do, you know? Definitely want to make sure you keep pushing on lead. Oh, and we have a burrowed Ling again. Seems to be a JDConan favorite.
It's great, man. I mean, every single one of these scans he's you know, forcing to throw out is less lurkers being scanned. It's less bases being scanned. It's just attention. It's like requiring Nyoken to, you know, spend so much of his attention handling these little units. Ooh, another lurker gonna go down here. Actually, 2 more possibly. Nope. Not quite
Not
yet, but
possible.
still good pressure here from Nyoken. Really getting a lot done with just a handful of units. But yeah, JDConan's lurker, lurker spread is also looking quite good. We're seeing a lot of larvae now. So many macro hatcheries. So many drones. 54 drones to the 49 SCVs of Nyoken. How often do you see Nyoken with less workers than his opponent? You know?
Not very often, that is for sure. But we see this big mech switch again here, and the Hydra Lurk is going to be great. But tank vulture mech, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a small window here for JDConan before this tank count gets too massive, and I think he's just got to go for it, right? Like, JDConan has an advantage right now. He should probably try to shoot in there and get a win. But you know what? Bunker up just in time for Nyoken. Siege tanks are sieging. We got the vessels now. So, I don't know, man. If anyone can crawl back from a game like this with a failed drop and, you know, the Muta ravaging the SCVs in the main, it's definitely Nyoken.
Yeah, I mean, this is where I say losing those units and stuff like that when you depress your advantage is so important. Now that Nyoken's on a third gas and he's starting to push up towards that 12 o'clock position as well, if he can get on 4 base, 4 gas himself with mech, he can slowly creep and try to split the map, which then for Terran would be a very big win condition. We see JDConan not mining that.
I was just going to say, still
gas.
not mining a 4th gas. I mean, the 4th gas is such a power spike in this matchup, so I'm a little surprised. I mean, he's got, yes, a lot of drones, but if they're just equating to minerals, right, Nyoken has mines. Mines are, I mean, just so good at clearing, you know, Zerglings, Hydra, low counts of Hydra numbers, Ultralisks even. So this could be a little scary here. And yeah, Bio doing a great job spotting and just kind of tanking for these siege tanks. There is defilers at play now, so Nyoken going to need to be very wary here and pick off each and every single one of these defilers.
A Plague also being upgraded, really important. Gonna need that for this mech. Oh, picking up a good amount of units here. That was JDConan.
Yeah, that was nice. That was definitely a, you know, some good pressure there from JDConan, killing off that Bio and you know, Vulture. It looks like honestly JDConan just setting up quite a contain around Nyoken here.
Yeah, Naoken though coming down with some of this mech here. Can he get a big Plague?
Ooh,
Big Plague. Very
massive
well
plague.
done. Very, very well done. Massive Plague. Now he's moving in. Oh, we see Swarm going down. 1 spine should take out. Oh, gonna need 2.
Ooh, and every
Very
single one of
well
those
done.
tanks from Nyoken falling. So, yeah, he finally starting to get some of that counter damage he needed. And yeah, things looking pretty good for JDConan here.
Yeah, JDConan, that was a big kill there, killing all those tanks. He's thinking about moving in himself now. Here we go. Ling's going to clear mines. Defiler coming through. Ooh. Defiler goes down to Nyoken picking it off.
Yeah, mine's not quite down in time, so these lurkers able to find a nice little home right outside Nyoken's entrance here. Vessel count isn't as high as it really feels like it needs to be. He's got to start irradiating these lurkers, got to start irradiating these forward defilers. You know, we're not seeing a ton of Scourge on the map, so there's absolutely opportunities to do so.
Yeah, I'd love to see JDConan right now start pressing this game, like really sending units, really getting to attack mode here. And here we go. He sees that he has an advantage here. The tank count is not that high. He's able to push through. Swarm going down. Nyoken trying to back up and siege again. Mine hits the lurker and a tank splashes. Is it enough though for him to push through?
It's going to be very close here. We still have some siege tanks in the back, but yeah, look at this rally
So
from
many
JDConan.
units, man. So many units. Get in there.
Yeah, he's just got to go at this point, and he should have it. I mean, Vessel's trying to remove what's left of these lurkers under the swarm here. Siege tanks also trying to peck away, but man, that dark swarm is just so strong. And yeah, here we go. more Zerglings and Hydra streaming in here from JDConan, and I think he's done it.
This should be it. GG from Nyoken. Wow, well played there from JDConan. Found a good opening with his Muta. Was able to pick off a ton of SCVs, get a huge eco lead. Took bases, built up. I was getting a little nervous there with him throwing away some units and letting Nyoken creep to a third base, but finally, massive plague on those tanks, resets the tank count, and then can finally push through. Well done from him.
Yeah, very, very well done. I mean, find that pocket in Nyoken's main where he was just able to kill off so many SCVs. That's definitely one of the weaknesses of that Valkyrie build is before Valkyrie gets out, there's holes, man. Like, if turrets aren't perfect, you're able to get off a lot of eco damage early on there. And JDConan finding the damage he needed to take a win there in game number 2.
Yeah, really well done. All right, what map does Nyoken pick now? What does he go for?
Whoa!
Wow!
Circuit breakers. I am not shocked.
You are not? I'm surprised he went for circuit breakers.
Dude, this is the best map for mech maybe ever against Zerg. It is really, really difficult for Zerg to handle. Whether you're going for Goliath timings, where you're going for, early siege timings. It's quite a strong map for this matchup in particular, and a map that Nyoken has obviously played countless times. So, pretty cool pick here from Nyoken, taking it back to one of the older maps, but still, this is, it's going to be an exciting one.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Nyoken pulls out, if he does go for the mech right away, or if he's just going to play in the standard bio Valk into mech later. But I think game 3 is ready here, Machine, so let's get into it.
And spawning bottom right of circuit breakers as the blue Zerg, we have JDConan.
And in the bottom left, it's Nyoken.
The cream of the crop.
This
Cream
is
of
it.
the crop. Cream always rises to the top.
He's ready.
Yeah, he's ready, man. He's ready. They're both ready. And this has been a slugfest, man, between these two.
Yeah.
I mean, game 1, Nyoken taking a pretty convincing, when able to kind of hold off with that early Valk opener. JDConan, unfortunately, going for that 2.5 hatch in the main, and then, lost the third. Once you lose your third as Zerg, it's so tough to play from there. But, man, he pulled it back for last game. Found that purchase with those mutas, killed so many of Nyoken's SCVs, and then Nyoken made it scrappy from there, but he was just so far behind, so we'll have to see how this one goes.
Yeah, I mean, JDConan should feel good about that, right? You played a standard game, 12 hatch, you were able to take a victory from Nyoken here, so he should be confident. Nyoken knows what he's doing, and that'll probably produce the best game here with both players feeling good, like they can take this third game, so I'm excited to see what they both pull out here.
Yeah, same here. I'd expect more of the same from each. Ooh, this is a very late drone at the natural. Huh, okay. So natural going to be a little late here. But yeah, I would expect to see another 2-hatch Muta here from JDConan. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, it worked for him last game. If he knows Noga's going to do that, Valk build again, maybe he'll be able to sort something out and find another spot. I think, Nyoken immediately scouting him now, seeing what's going on.
Huh, this is a drone at 11. So this is making me think could be 3-hatch, but no, we actually... Oh my goodness. Nyoken with a gas steal.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow, wow.
You can't delay your gas like that.
Oh, it cancels it.
Because it's too late. Like, what are you going to do? Take your gas now? I think JDConan is forced into a scenario where he's going to go for a 3rd hatchery before gas. So, man, it's tough to play from here. Really, if you're like a modern Zerg, you don't like going 3-hatch against Terran. SCV getting in position to block the third hatch as well.
Oh
Nyoken
my
just doing
goodness.
everything. Forced another drone to be pulled. Oh, is he going to take the gas
Oh,
again?
I was just thinking again. I was saying, oh my goodness. You have to wonder, Machine, how many times has JDConan really been in this situation, right? In recent times, most Zergs are just taking that gas, so might be a little bit uncomfortable for him.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I'm telling you, man, when you go 3 hatch, no matter what, there's always the threat of that 5 racks plus 1. So I would actually expect Nyoken to forego the Valk. Never mind. Just don't listen to anything I say. He's getting that refinery in the main.
He's getting it anyway.
Maybe, I mean, this could still just be for a very early eBay and then plus 1. So
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be Nyoken. Doesn't have to be the Valkyrie build yet.
For sure. And, you know, Naoken might be feeling like, hey, he's going to have to go some type of UDF playing. So I'll just do the Valk build again if needed, and we'll take care of it. But here we go. 5 links coming in. Oh, bunker just in time there, Machine.
Yeah, very well timed. JDConan taking no losses at the same time. So that's fine. Like, once you make those 6lings, that's all you really care about. It's like, did the Terran make the bunker? Yeah, okay, they paid for themselves. But yeah, good blocking there from JDConan. 3rd hatchery already up in the main. Layer started, and we have a factory and a marine move out from Nyoken. There's no scouting lings. Oh man, I thought he was just going to pressure.
I thought he was
like,
under pressure as well. No Overlord to see. Couldn't see the middle there. Would he just go in and impress him and try to end the game?
He moved that below. He must know there's an Overlord there. Oh, it barely gets scouted. And yeah, Ling's coming down, trying to prevent this scout from Nyoken. Should be able to do so.
Oh, is that a Hydrogen in the main? Yes,
is.
it is. Well,
Wow, we're some wild games today, man.
yeah, Machine. I'm about to blow your mind, man. Valkyries don't shoot down.
What? They
Yep.
don't shoot down?
Those missiles don't hit ground units.
Wait, I
So-
thought Valkyrie countered, lurker timings. I thought that was the play.
Yeah, well, that's why I said brand new information coming out. You heard it here on this cast. Valkyries don't shoot down, and that's it. Maybe he recognizes, hey, you know what? Your Marine count's been pretty low in these last couple games when I fly my Muta in. So I'm just going to go Lurker here on this 3 hatch.
I mean, still, though, you want to get that natural gas a little faster, I think, if you're going 3 hatch Lurker, but we'll have to wait and see. Scanners are up and building for Nyoken, so, hopefully he's able to kind of get an idea of what's going on here and react to it pretty quickly, or else this could be a quick game, honestly.
Yeah, Scanner's coming up. Probably going to be able to scan the natural. Oop. Oh my goodness.
Sees the Hydrogen. How did he know?
He just knows, man. He just knows where to scan. He's telling you, that game sense is crazy.
It really is, man. So bunkers are going to go down. We see the armory building in the main for that Valkyrie. Stim as well. And we have an add-on on our factory. So I wonder if he'll likely get a siege tank, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
As quickly as you can. And then you just, you go Valkyrie from there? Or do you just go mech? Or...
Wow. I don't know. Maybe he'll go some drop play. But he knows he has to fight this first incoming attack here. Hold it off and deal from there. More scans going down. Sees the Queen's Nest.
Yeah,
Knows this is going to be a fast hive play with Swarm.
Yeah, fast hive, Swarm, no Spire. We're getting Marine range, so we can kind of just defend with the bunker. Yeah, this is going to be a fast drop here from Nyoken. I think that's a good call. A lot of Zergs get greedy and, don't really prepare for this potential drop play. And Nyoken, seeing that Queen's Nest timing, can pretty much just know there's can't be any Spire,
Yeah,
so
which, like you said, allows for drops, and immediately a dropship is out. But my worry is that Nyoken saw those lurkers. Maybe he thinks it's a lurker all in, but they're just drones being made. It's 40 drones to 43 SCVs. Dropping out units. JDConan on it as well, man. Both these players just putting these scouts and scans in good spots, and he's going to see these units.
Wow, he will see this. That should tip him off that he knows there's going to be a dropship. And yeah, dropship coming in as well, but it's just so many Zerglings here, unfortunately. Oh, but actually,
Wow.
Naoken barely coming out on top there. That Overlord making it out with barely any HP as well. So that's actually going to force a creep colony in the main. I think that's a great call here. Spire building at the third now for JDConan.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. All these guys making such good quality decisions so quickly, getting information, right? BroodWar, big game information, and using it wisely. Oh, he's going to scout this dropship as well. Lings are in the main, creep colony in the main already. Sunken at the Nat, so he's okay.
Yeah, more and more Lings actually rallying in here. Nyoken trying to boost from the low ground. Should be able to pick this up at least. And actually, Scan going down. Lurker getting a single Marine so far. Look at this control.
Control's incredible here from Nyoken. Second Sunken going down. Needs to get up ASAP. Nyoken going for the Hydra Den.
Next to a morphing Sunken. I think that's a little bit of a mistake, unless he doesn't know that's a Sunken. Oh, he does now. But still, yeah, Sunken gonna fall here pretty quickly. More bio being dropped in the main, and this should be a dead Hydra Den.
Yeah, it's pretty big so far to get something. Adrenaline glands are about to be done from these Zerglings. They're about to pack a little bit more of a punch. Here we go.
Ooh, Lurker's coming in as well. Naoken going for a pickup. Will pick up the majority of this bio before being forced to retreat.
Taking out some of the Lurkers in front, trying to get out of his base. He knows that he cannot stay in his base much longer. Machine. He's got to get on the map at least a little bit, because if you leave that there and all of a sudden those defilers get there, the game is just over. You can't get out of your Nat if there's swarm with Lurkers under it just sitting there. So doesn't want that to happen, so he's just moving on out. Oh, great multitask here from Nyoken as well, just getting his drops in, trying to kill things, just trying. Oh, Scourge are out though.
Yeah, Scourge.
We got the medics out, but they don't attack, only healing.
Yeah. Just going to be some dead medics there from Nyoken. And man, JDConan really doing a great job hanging in here. Nyoken kind of on the back foot, I got to say. He's got to get this third base up now. He's got to get this mech transition going before JDConan just continues to trade so efficiently.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess mech. Nyoken feels that if he goes mechs, he can handle this quick hive. I thought maybe he would just go SK Terran here and push out, but he feels differently, taking a third CC, and Nyoken just wanting to play this out slow, defend, and try to pull back into the game. Because I do think he feels a little bit behind at this point, seeing how much tech the Zerg does have.
Yeah, I mean, this is full hive tech, 3 base, 4th base on the way. He was able to kill the Hydra Den. That was kind of the one thing that went well. Wow, JDConan even taking top left at the same time. This is some incredible play from both these players.
Oh, does get one irradiate down on one of the defilers. Does he have enough energy for the second? Nyoken immediately scouting that 5th base, man. Knowing exactly where it is. JDConan trying to get off a swarm here. Does before the defiler goes down.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more contained time here for JDConan, but like we said, Nyoken already scouting that top right or top left base. Actually changes directions and starts moving towards top right. I wonder if I guess that was just a little bit of a misplay. But yeah, top left definitely not going to survive here. But nice little Ling counter, gets an SCV from Nyoken.
Yeah. I'd like to see Naoken just send like 2 or 3 Marines kill this and then go top right same time, but I guess he wants to wipe it as fast as possible.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Doesn't want to do. Oh, building command center up there.
I think Nyoken is just saying, okay, I just want to split the map now.
Yep. Let's sit here and let's do this, no problem. Those were stacked lurkers. He thought it was 1. Small group of Lings with a Defiler coming in over here to Nyoken's 3rd.
Yeah,
does have
this could
siege
be
tanks up
annoying.
though.
Yeah, it does
Lots
have
of
siege
vultures in the
tanks. Double starport for vessel production.
Oh man, he was
Ooh,
walling it off.
why not, man? Vultures already set up here. Vessels coming in as well. Going to get some irradiates off on these lurkers. Defiler's still allowed to live though. This could be bad news, honestly, if this Defiler continues to live. And yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to get a nice... Oh,
Ooh.
never mind. He won't get anything. There's a mine there.
Nyoken said, "You shall not pass."
Ooh. Good hold from
Reinforcing units,
Nyoken.
though. And now Naoken up. 40 supply. Really pressing into this mech transition.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, he's trading gas for vultures and mines there, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the why this mech is so difficult to engage into. And now that Nyoken knows that, you know, this is the chosen pathway for JDConan's pressure, I mean, he's doing everything he can to lock it down. Another wall, tank spread, mine spread, vessels on location. But actually, a couple swarms coming in here and really in great spots here. JDConan might be forced to...
Oh
Oh,
my
never mind.
goodness, that mine and those things. Naoken needs to get the rally fixed in his main on those 2 or 3 factories so we can get all these vultures out. They're blocked right now by that SCV. You know, just getting that fixed and getting all the units out here will really help him. But, you know, Machine, I'm thinking about this setup of these bases, and I didn't mention in the beginning. The mech push horizontally on this map is a nightmare to fight into.
Yeah. I mean, it's just these tight, choked pathways with mines, with siege tanks. It's so difficult. Yeah, as we see, all these mines getting, you know, free value, basically. Even though it's just 1 or 2 lings here or there, that's actual minerals you're having to trade for. Lings, trying to scout this top left location, do recognize that there is bio there and likely a base there.
JDConan not going to be happy to see that, Machine. That means he's got a 4-base Terran here. Probably on 3 gases. You know, that becomes a little scary once it's mech play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, vultures are just so efficient. You know, even what we just saw there, yeah, the Hydras do pretty well, but once again, you're trading gas for, you know, minerals, and you never ever want to be in a situation where you're doing that too often.
Yeah, I agree.
JDConan with quite the bank, 2k gas, you know, banked up. So he
Ooh,
definitely
drop
has
play.
the ability to build some big, you know, armies, whether that's mass muta, whether that's, you know, ultra.
Now
But
can
yeah,
scan both bases there, Machine. Both mid-right and 12 o'clock. No problem.
yeah, he just knows, man. Sixth sense.
His game sense is crazy. There is a drop here. This mine will catch the Overlords in the drop.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, it looks like it could.
Yes, it will.
Ooh, JDConan going to remove that mine.
Oh my goodness, Naoken saw it.
Did he see it? Did he
He
see
scanned
it?
He saw it with the mine just barely, and then he scanned it.
Unreal. But yeah, either way, 3 Overlords filled with Lurkling Defiler moving in here below this mineral only. Oh, going straight for the main, actually.
My goodness, and Naoken immediate response.
Oh
Gets
my.
the Overlord with the lurkers. Defilers are out. I don't think it matters. A couple lings here in play.
Still a good plague. Going down onto the vessels there. That's gonna definitely come in handy. These are the trades that honestly JDConan's got to hope for.
I mean, I don't think that base is dead. Top center is dead. I don't know, Michi. I think that goes really plus over there to Nyoken. Holds the drop, gets really no damage other than the plague. Takes out 2 more bases. Is now 4 base versus 4 base here.
Yeah.
And those factories in that top left are probably going to produce nothing but tanks, and he is going to sit there and just turtle on that base and make sure no one can get anything.
Yeah, I think you're right. These vultures will get caught here, though, mid-right, but still, you know, worthwhile trade as long as we're getting the mines down. We already killed the base. And as you said, top left is pretty much guaranteed secure at this point.
Yeah, secured up. Look at that. Yeah, siege tanks up there. Not sure what their upgrades are just yet. Naoken only 1 on gas. Plus 2-1 already on this mech. Going probably for 3-1 short or 3-2 shortly here. And we see JDConan's. I don't know if he's going to switch it to Ultra, but he has a huge bank right now. Machine. What is a good answer here versus this mech setup?
You know, you really just you got to go Plague. You got to get Hydra Ling and just look for big trades. I also don't think like low, amounts of Ultra would be too bad just to help with some of the initial parts of these engagements. But really, honestly, he needs to hold mid-right, and he's got to split the map so that he has both 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, and that is not an easy task.
And we see this big mech and Bioforce coming across here.
Okay, we do have 5-3 Ultras, so, I mean, now suddenly JDConan's Force going to have a little more pop to it, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Ultra's going to flank in here. Vessel count going in, trying to get a few irradiates, and they will once again stop this base. But here comes the force of JDConan. Never mind. I thought he was attacking. He's just going to sit there.
Yeah,
Psych.
I'm surprised. He has so much money, I thought he would just make a round of Ultras here and get ready to fight.
Yeah, you know, I think he was in a better opportunity a second ago to get engaged, but Ultra's trying to break across this ramp is very difficult. So now that Nyoken's in a choke situation, I think this is going to be tough for JDConan.
Yeah, I mean, Naoken be able to push in here. He's starting to grow his bank. He did take mid-left as well. And the Ultras will be able to get under the swarm and fight a bit, but I think at this point, trading for Naoken is feeling pretty good.
Yeah, almost any kind of trading at this point is great. Whoa.
Does get some vessels, though. Does get some vessels. Big pickup there.
Yeah, you never like to lose vessels, for sure, as Terran. And, you know, we're seeing the game get a little closer now because of that. But still, though, Nyoken, I mean, he's just on so many bases, so many gases.
3 Valkyries coming in and start sniping some Overlords here.
Actually, though, this is a big counter from JDConan. I'm not so sure Nyoken has what it takes to hold mid-left here. I think mid-left could possibly die.
He's going top left here.
Okay. Good amount of mines placed, actually. And tanks up on the high ground for Nyoken here. Few Ultras will be joining in, though. Trying to get some damage done here top left. But wow, huge mines, actually, from Nyoken.
Yeah, and these Ultras, every time one dies, it's crazy. But 3K here for JDConan. He could make so many Ultras, machine.
Yeah, he definitely has, the bank for at least one more massive force. Oh my gosh, those Valkyries, man, they just won't die.
Yeah, I thought they were already gone. Thought they were dead already.
Yeah, both players actually banking quite a bit. Nyoken could max here shortly as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if JDConan's making any units.
Yeah.
Okay, he is. It looks like, or I don't know.
I'm wondering if we have a replay crash.
Maybe, but I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna do some investigation here. You know, JDConan was macroing so much better a second ago. I think we might have a little bit of a bug replay. So let's let Zero put on his detective outfit and figure this one out for us.
Yeah, 4K, and Zerg sitting there in that position probably wants to check it out. Probably not what's going on, but interesting scenario in the game here, machine. I mean, Naoken does have the entire left side of the map. If he's able to secure 6 or 12, it'll be a split map scenario, which for Terran, it's a winning position. Naoken doesn't got to do much more. He can keep mining up the middle of the map. You saw him already putting turrets top left to make sure that he's stopping some of the drop. If he can continue in the path he is, I think that he will have a winning spot to really handle JDConan here.
Yeah, it definitely is looking strong for Nyoken. Like you said, anytime Zerg is in a dead even split map scenario, you know, ZVT, ZVP, doesn't matter. Generally, things are better off for the Terran. So JDConan, in order to really grab this one, is going to need to hold not only 12 and 6, but you notice he hasn't taken the mineral only third or the other mineral only on his side of the cross map. Now, maybe if he had the eco for that, he could you know, jump back into this. But looks like Zero. You think we're ready to go?
Detective Zero has solved the case, and we're ready to jump back into the game. Okay. All right. So we're left off here with this counter. Just happened here from JDConan. Looks like Nyoken held it pretty well. And we see Nyoken is just continuing to transfer SCVs, securing mid left in that gas base, and probably going to set up here with siege tanks. I'd love to see Nyoken just to start spraying the whole middle with mines. Just spread them all over. Keep forcing JDConan to walk units through it. It's just so frustrating to keep having to clear those mines.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job of it, but it's just so taxing, like so multitasking to get those mines spread everywhere. And here we go, another massive ultra Ling Defiler timing going towards top left here. Ling's taking some shots here, and actually Defiler choosing to change direction, moving into mid left here. But man, there's just so many siege tanks.
Yeah, this is tough, man, to deal with. There are just tanks everywhere with D-Matrix, mines in front. Oh, we have a Muta-Switch. I do like that there, Machine. Nice Muta-Switch, but oh boy.
Yeah, great Muta-Switch. Chooses to fly right by the turret line. I love it, and gets inside the mineral line. This is how you make a comeback. If you are JDConan, man, you got to be feeling real good about this decision. One turret does make it up, and actually that same Valkyrie that's just been alive since the beginning of time, finally going down.
Oh my goodness, that Valkyrie's been there forever, but what is going on?
Another one as well. Oh no, walks right by without an irradiate. A little unfortunate there.
Oh, might be able to snipe this command center here, Machine. Pretty low.
Yeah, he absolutely might be able to. Oh, big damage going down with a vulture counter.
Making it happen.
Yep. Now these Scourge zoning those vessels off. That's very, very key here. Nyoken's going to be forced to just rally his Goliaths down here. And actually, yeah, the vessel's going to fall as well. Oh. What a ridiculous comeback here from JDConan. Really making some incredible moves happen.
Yeah, what a good decision here to make that Muta-Switch. Noticing it's all Volt tank. Flies right over the turrets that were up to block his drop and go right into the main line for the SCVs and be able to get some good snipes. And he sniped 3 vessels with the Scourge, zoning them off like you said, Machine. That's an awesome trade for him. Really, really good. These two guys are really battling it out here.
Yeah, they absolutely are, man. Nyoken, though, just putting that constant pressure still with these groups of vultures. Mid-right still has not been allowed to mine. He just killed off all of the drones at the mineral-only bottom right. Looks like these Muta are finally being cleaned up as well. So Nyoken just going tit for tat in every single one of these engagements.
Yeah, this is a crazy game, man. Split map scenario we're seeing here. It's getting wild, totally crazy. Both players playing their hearts out, trying to make it happen. Nyoken looking to take 6 o'clock. JDConan does have a group of units down there.
Yeah, Nyoken, I mean, he's just trying to secure his position ever so slowly. We saw him already moving units towards the 12 o'clock position earlier on. He knows that this game is inevitably going to get to that split map scenario, and he's going to have to hold either 12 or 6 to come out on top.
Man, we see Nyoken is finally maxed out. We're getting air upgrades as well to get some Valks on the field just in case. Oh, big attack here coming in from JDConan on the bottom side of the map. Great swarms, able to clear those tanks out. Only 1 tank left defending it. Nyoken bringing some army down and reinforcements, choosing to lift the command center.
Yeah, still though, I mean, this was a lot for just a forced lift on a mineral only. So many Ultralists were committed here. He did kill off quite a few siege tanks, but I don't know. Nyoken's just doing what he's got to do to hang on here, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, those Ultralists are expensive, Machine. You know it. And to trade off some tanks for ultras. I think Nyoken is pretty okay with that.
Ooh. Big swarms.
Could he
going
get a
down
plague here? Oh, no energy. If he got a plague, could have gotten like 20 tanks. Still has some energy on that Defiler. Could get a massive, massive plague.
Yeah, a plague here against that many siege tanks would be one way to turn this game around. As is, though, Nyoken just going to march up towards the top center of the map. It almost looks like... Oh, he just wants to secure this high ground, possibly. I mean, this has got to be very tough for Zerg to break.
Oh no, that Defiler about to get sniped. Oh,
Right
he got
before
the
it has
swarm
plague,
off.
too.
Wow, okay, yep. Able to get a swarm down at least. Got something out of it because it was not looking good for that poor Defiler's life. But we see that Valk's now coming up. 4 Valkyries, making sure there's no more Muta. You know, I think Nyoken has recognized, other than just splitting the map, if he just keeps denying this top center base, JDConan has had the 2 bases top right for a very long time. If he can just keep denying and denying and denying, he will just run out of money eventually here.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing, man. He's just bleeding off units here and there, trying to create any kind of counter pressure he can to get some space and take some more bases. But Nyoken's just proven to be a little too much. Swarm going down at the natural here, top right. Bases kind of undefended. You know, there's not much of a rally coming in, but actually a few ultras jumping in, and
no.
maybe under that dark swarm he might be able to get this done. But actually, oh no,
They're
it's
on
going to
move
be a
command.
yeah, they're on move command across the map here. Still, more and more Zerg flying out here. Scourge coming in, getting some excellent connects onto the Valk squad, but there's just so many siege tanks here from Nyoken.
Man, and those Valkyries would have done serious damage. Thank goodness he has some Scourge ready to kill them. One still up, picking off Overlords, but Nyoken just pressing on in. Oh no, there's an Ultra in that Overlord. Is he going to be able to drop it? Oh, my goodness.
I think he killed it.
It's gone. Oh no, there it is.
Never mind. There he is. Yeah, he's just sitting there
Hold it
waiting.
on.
Come up this ramp. I dare you.
Oh, surprise. Ultra.
Surprise. Zergling's getting some really good surrounds, though, from JDConan on these tanks. That is definitely cost efficient. But actually, the tanks still managed to live. Wow.
Oh,
got
man.
a couple Defilers in that
I
Overlord.
Think we're starting to see the last here for JDConan. He's on 1 mining base. Nyoken's pushing for that base now. I mean, wow, here we go.
Yeah, final mineral line being torn down here from JDConan. And with this, his BSL lifeline. It's looking like Nyoken going to be moving on to the final elimination match here.
Yeah, what a game we've had here so far, man. Both these players playing their hearts out. Absolutely incredible stuff. So well played in terms of strategy here from Nyoken, recognizing what his win condition from what I thought was a little bit behind early, not really getting much done with his drops, having some trouble there, recognizing, hey, I'm going to switch to mech. I see what he's doing on this 3-base hive. I'm just going to make sure I make it as hard as possible, trade effectively, and split the map.
Yeah, he's oh so good at this style, I can tell you. GG is called there, unfortunately, from JDConan, and it will be Nyoken moving on to the final match of the day.
Yeah, another TBZ for him up against ZiaoShuai, but man, hats off to JDConan. Really played well in all of his games today. Really played well in the series. Really close games against ZiaoShuai, and a really close series here with Nyoken. So well done from him. Excellent showing. A lot to be proud of there. Unfortunately, he'll be exiting this BSL, and Nyoken will be moving on to play against ZiaoShuai in this decider match.
Yeah, very well done once again from JDConan. What an amazing Zerg. Looking forward to seeing him play in future BSLs. But as you said, with that, we are down to our final match here of the day. It's big bad Nyoken going up against the Chinese Zerg ZiaoShuai. And man, is the first map going to be Nemesis? I think it is, right? Sweet. So Nemesis, kind of a unique map for this matchup as well, right? Like both Zergs and Terrans kind of get a more free than normal third base. And you know, if you're a Zerg player, you'll take all the free third bases you can get. So I'm really excited. I think this is one of the better maps just to kind of get things kicked off on.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see what the players decide to do on these maps. I mean, is it good for a mech to play into this again? Is the style that Nyoken's using going to be amplified by the fact that he probably can kill assimilators and just take a couple extra bases? You know, and then use Valks to hold off Muta and things like that. So really excited to see what both of these players choose to do on this map.
Yeah, I mean, same here. I think there is something to be said for taking map control on this map early on, right? It allows you to shut off and on bases by killing assimilators, killing eggs, you know, and vice versa. Same for XiaoShuai. XiaoShuai is someone who has shown he can be quite aggro early on in the past. You know, I would expect, you know, maybe even to see something like a overpool here or a 9-pool versus Terran, which you wouldn't normally see. But yeah, who knows? Well, I guess we'll have to just wait and see here. But yeah. All right, folks, we're going to go for a quick break here. So please stay tuned for, you know, our final match of the day. It's going to be Nyoken facing off against XiaoShuai in an epic TVZ. But yeah, we'll be right back after this break. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the BSL. I am joined by my lovely co-commentator here, Razz, the New Jersey and Protoss. What's up, Razz?
Not much. Enjoying my lovely LaCroix. You know, it's blast off time, making it happen.
It's blast off time, man.
A little seltzer water to help with these crazy games. This excitement that we're seeing out here. I mean, wow, what game so far, Machine? Some crazy ones, and that last series was incredible. And I'm looking forward to another one here. ZhiaoShuai, Nyoken. I mean, two serious players. I mean, gonna be just fantastic.
Yeah, man, more TVZ. I mean, just such a fun matchup to watch as well. I'm real excited to see how this one's gonna go. ZhiaoShuai, you know, showing he's you know, he definitely likes to lean on the gas pedal a little bit, and ZVT was going for a lot of mid-game timings there against Mihu. I wonder if, you know, maybe he'll do something similar here against Nyoken, or maybe he feels a little more comfortable to just kind of sit back and play standard Hive Tech ZVT.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, like you said, he has anything available to him. We've seen, you know, Lurker all in. We've seen some standard games, so really excited to get into this game and see what they both produce.
Yeah, it's but you know, as we mentioned, it's going to be Naoken TVZ on Nemesis. Nemesis being you know, a more modern map with, you know, things like eggs and assimilators blocking off bases. It really makes it quite unique to play, and so I'm kind of interested to see what each of these players has prepared for this map and this matchup here. But yeah, without further ado, it sounds like we are ready to jump into it, folks. It's going to be Nyoken facing off against ZhiaoShuai on Nemesis. Let's go check it out. And spawning bottom left of Nemesis as the blue Zerg from China, it is ZhiaoShuai.
And in the top right, Captain America himself trying to make it through. It's Nyoken.
Captain America indeed, man. Still trying to keep the NA hopes and dreams alive, you know? Someday, maybe a North American player will win a BSL, you know?
Maybe. It's always possible. It's always possible.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Boa is still in it from NA. Also, you know, representing North America, such an incredible Protoss, honestly. Definitely a contender.
For sure. Strong player. Okay, so far standard play here though. Nothing crazy, no early pool yet or anything like that, so that's always good to see that we're going to get into a game here.
Yeah, it's honestly what I want to see, right? I think everybody watching really just wants to see these guys get to, you know, a good solid at least mid game and see how they play out from there. Like, you know, we're just fans of the game, man. Everybody wants to see just a great game between two competitors. So we have just the standard racks for Nyoken, scouting SCV out.
Yeah, standard racks seems like it can be a 12 hatch here from ZhiaoShuai. Nothing too crazy so far. You know, Machine, I haven't seen too many TVZs on this map myself, but I'm really curious how split map would work here, considering all the pathways. If they all get blocked off, like you'd only be able to fight in the middle, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, it's kind of it would be like very interesting.
Let's go Nyoken.
You know, and that it's common. You know, for the Zergs that are very good with using, you know, any kind of lings. Wow. All right, one sec. Hold that thought. This is going to be a later gas. 12 gas. I don't know. I'm not sure what to think about that yet. But yes, like being able to cut off bases and really only have like a single engagement point for Terran is quite tough. You'd think on a map like this, you could see more of the standard like sunken directly into ultra play that is kind of common, like that crazy Zerg muta into ultra style, just because if you're Zerg and you only need to defend a single base location, right? Like you don't need the heavy lurker count, you don't need, you know, that would normally require you to hold 3 bases. So it's kind of kind of unique in that way.
See, very standard stuff here. Simple stuff from Nyoken, just going for it. 2 base layer play here, going to be from XiaoShuai, so nothing too crazy. Only 2 Zerglings so far.
Yeah, only 2 Lings, and the earlier 2 drones kinda is quite odd to me. I wonder if maybe XiaoShuai is just aiming for a faster third base, would be my guess. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what to think of that yet.
Yep. I wonder if Naoken will recognize there's only 2 Lings, maybe look for an earlier Marine move out, maybe across the map like 6 Marines, try to catch XiaoShuai sleeping a little bit. Oh, but we're throwing a bunker down as well here. We don't really need that. And there is that third hatchery.
Third hatch in base, not at a third base location. Odd.
Quite surprised by that, yeah, knowing that it's blocked off pretty well. Just taking it mid-left or, 6 o'clock, or mid-right or 6 o'clock would be, he would be able to do, but...
Maybe he just wants to prevent any potential Academy move-out timings that Nyoken could choose, but as we know, Nyoken definitely a fan of those Valkyries. We see him working his way to that factory, to that starport tech. Would assume to see an armory underway here shortly. And yeah, just starting that Valkyrie production early on.
Yeah, I think this map can get a little tricky, for some muta harass, because you have a high ground right above your NAD up there. I know you can, it's a little bit buildable behind, but probably putting turrets there, not the greatest thing ever. Starport, Academy, and probably Armory all going to go down here for Nyoken to start that Valkyrie production. Really needs to hit this timing and get that eBay up. I mean, oh wow, 4th hatch already going down here and taking this bottom center base here. Machine.
I mean, nicely done. That's all just honestly due to the fact that he had so many extra drones early, right? This has been only 2 Lings the whole time. No Sunken's been forced. When there's just no pressure from Terran and Zerg can just drone to infinity, it's quite difficult. And yeah, we see an early Evo chamber as well from XiaoShuai. That's really starting to make me think this is going to end up being that crazy Zerg style.
Interested to see how this crazy Zerg style will match up against the Valk play.
Yeah, I am too, because I don't know if I've really seen that. It is going to be mass muta, right? So, and wow, Nyoken just...
And, oh my goodness, just sees everything.
Yep, sees
That's
that Evo
crazy.
chamber. That's got to be a big tip-off to Nyoken here.
Yeah, he's probably knows now what he's up against. Gonna have to get these turrets up immediately. Muta already on the way. Valk already has started, definitely faster than the game against JDConan, so Nyoken being a little bit cleaner with his build, making sure he's hitting that timing exactly when he needs it.
First 5 muta almost across the map here for XiaoShuai. Turrets just now finalizing. Yeah, we'll have to see how this goes.
Yeah, gonna have a lot of larva for XiaoShuai with having his 4 hatches, and that base, like Nyoken, like you said, loves to attack third bases. Machine. Well,
yeah,
this third base he can attack.
Yeah, there's going to be no third base pressure possibility here, especially after that Zergling kills off these assimilators leading to that third. So, I don't know, man. I wonder what the plan is here for Nyoken.
Hive already.
Wow. I mean, he's just...
5 drones. Hive.
He has more drones than Nyoken has SCVs. That's not easy to do.
Yeah, just greeting. Right?
I mean, he's able to get away with it, right? Nyoken is just playing super passive. It's really just waiting for this Valkyrie timing to complete here.
Yeah, Nyoken immediately scans this Hive.
Sees Hive, no Hydroden.
Probably going to have a strong move out timing, though, if it's just pure Muta Ling with the Valks and the Bio to XiaoShuai's natural. But XiaoShuai will probably get just sunken it up.
Yeah, he probably will. You know, we're seeing a healthy amount of drones at that natural. in preparation for making those sunkens. So I would expect Nyoken to be starting to move out here once that third Valkyrie completes. And from there, ooh, big connects though.
Nice. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, XiaoShuai definitely going to need a lot of sunkens to hold this much bio. But he's got the eco to do it. I'd honestly like to see XiaoShuai start taking a fourth mid left. I think he could do that.
Yeah, I feel like he could. Like, how could Nyoken pressure that one either?
Yeah, I don't know. Ultra Cavern getting scanned. Nyoken once again just with the game sense. No, not any sunkens at that natural. And here we go. Big move out from Nyoken. This should trigger mass sunkens at the natural of XiaoShuai. Scourge moving across the map, though. If these Valkyries get caught...
Careful!
Way too far ahead.
No! The Muta and the Scourge remove command. He's able to pick up a bunch of those Scourge and hurt the rest of them. Wow. Really big for Nyoken. I think we see a whole line of Sunkens going down, but they are not done.
4 Sunkens is definitely not enough to deal with this. Oh, man.
One
Nyoken,
Valk
though,
does go down, but Nyoken stims again because he recognizes... I think he's scanned in there, but he's not moving in. Oh, man, I thought he was going to be able to beat.
Okay, go!
The timing.
Attack!
A move. 182-838. Protus Brain. Protus Brain.
No!
Go.
It's blocked off. Nyoken, go back. Oh, no, man. He could have killed him, dude. He could have killed him. I don't know why he backed up. Oh, that's funny. No, dude. Why? It's 4 seconds.
Man, come on.
No.
182-838. You know the deal, Nyoken. Come on.
He's a man of the people, man. He wants the game to continue so everybody can, watch him play longer. You know?
I understand. Crowd pleaser. Crowd pleaser.
Looks like Nyoken gonna back up here. Likely going to take this third base at top center.
Yeah. People keep rushing into this hive play and going trying to go ultra against Nyoken, but he keeps going mech.
I mean, yeah, mines are
the mech.
good.
Yeah, mine siege tank versus the versus the Ling Ultra worries me a little bit. And the one thing about this map that's kind of tough here, though, is how does XiaoShuai get all these hatcheries to gather now that you've cut all the bases off, right? He's going to either use Niduses or rally everything back to his natural to one point.
I mean, the first thing you got to do
travel distance
is kill those eggs, which he's not doing. So, he's got to really tear these eggs down faster. Honestly, he needed to transfer some drones from the natural to that third. That third is not mining very efficiently. But yeah, Nyoken on top of it. He's killing off these eggs to go 12 o'clock.
Yeah, but it's going to get scouted immediately, and he's going to know that they're... Look at this block here by Nyoken. The 3 barracks wall.
What a pro gamer, man. He knows it can only be an ultra timing because this is Crazy Zerg. And what are you going to do? Run a bunch of ultras into literally a brick wall?
Yeah. Put him right into the grinder there. Oh, and he does get the bio and the Valks up there, so these Muta won't be able to kill it. I'm lucky for XiaoShuai not be able to see this. I don't know, Nyoken. I mean, Machine, I think Nyoken's going to be set up for a long game here again. I think he's getting ready to split this map also.
Oh, yeah. If you think Nyoken's not ready to play a long game, you're kidding yourself. I mean, he loves to drag these games out to 40, 50, 60-minute, games. No problem. So I think XiaoShuai just now realizing, hey, this guy's not just going to straight A-move into me. I guess he wants to keep playing. So, yeah, he's finally going to take his own 4th mid-left. But Nyoken is completely ready for any kind of ultra timing here.
Yeah, and Nyoken now killing off the other routes to his base so that he can just sit here, take this third gas and macro himself.
Mines are scouted for the first time.
Sees that base bottom right. Ooh, getting a little bit of picks here. Getting some vultures.
Yeah, vultures don't quite have speed yet either. Vessel moving in doesn't get an irradiate off. XiaoShuai was spread with his mutas, so maybe that was a choice by Nyoken.
Yeah. Now, Machine, if ZhiaoShuai just maxes out Ultra Link and some Defiler. Wow, +4 carapace already. Will it just run over the mech? Will it be enough?
You know, it's gonna come down to how well he navigates the minefields, honestly. Because obviously, if he just moves these ultras in to those minefields, it's just gonna be such a good trade for Nyoken. But you know, at the same time, if Nyoken overextends, absolutely. These ultras are massive. They've ZhiaoShuai's had such early armor upgrades. It's going to be really, really difficult, you know, for Nyoken to take
Ooh,
on this force head on without walling or without mines. Oh
goodbye,
wow!
Muta.
He's already got the Nidus, already marching through with some of these ultras, and suddenly this is just going to be an easy hold here, bottom right.
Yeah, I mean, oh, good little block there with the medics.
Yeah, these are +4 armor ultras though. They're not even taking damage.
I think I heard them laughing from the tickles that the Marines were giving them.
Wow,
Like,
big.
that's nice.
That's always nice, killing off the Mutaflock for sure.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing, man. Like, it is really annoying to try to transfer drones around on this map if you're not comfortable with it and you're not used to it. So mid-left still not really being mined efficiently from ZhiaoShuai. At the same time, though, I gotta say, Nyoken's been pretty slow about securing his own mid-right, his own fourth. Whereas I think he could have had it a little while ago.
Yeah, I think he could have taken it. He's trying to get some map control, trying to get some mines down. Because, I mean, taking his fourth is good, but if ZhiaoShuai gets up a fifth and a sixth and the seventh, I think the game could spiral a little bit because of how much he can have too early. So I think Nyoken's trying to put some pressure on. It's unfortunate that he's had failed pressure. Is Nyoken... Okay, I thought that wasn't sure if that was CC, but those two vultures up there. I wonder if we're going to see maybe that Valkyrie style I was talking about before, Machine, where you just make like 10 of them. No, he's not ending on. You just make like 10 and just keep flying around and killing all the overlords.
Yeah, it would have been nice, but I guess we're not going to end up seeing that, it looks like. Oof. Ultra taking some mine shots, but ultimately able to defend a little bit. Nyoken does have to kill this at some point. If he is not able to kill off these assimilators, this is an attackable base. And so Nyoken moving past...
doesn't see it.
Oof, that is not good. Really
Nope.
not good. This is good, though.
Machine, let's just note the worker count. ZhiaoShuai's economy, full press. Oh, man, look at this. Come on, SCVs.
Oh, man. I mean, he's going to have to use some units at some point.
We have a drop here from Nyoken, all right, doing his own harass a little bit too. ZhiaoShuai reacting immediately.
Yeah, good reaction there from
Oh my
ZhiaoShuai.
goodness, a drop.
Ultra drop.
Oh my goodness. Taking out mid-right and 12 o'clock. Did not kill up that assimilator. Oh no, 2 bases down. I think we're going to have to see a move out here from Nyoken. I think this is going to trigger the move out from him. He really needs to use some of his bank though. He's got to get more units on the map to fight ZhiaoShuai. Both players sitting on a huge bank, not maxed out yet.
Yeah, they absolutely are here. It looks like Nyoken has chosen bottom right for that engagement. You know,
I feel like we might be calling on Detective Zero in a second here.
Down 50 supply here.
Both
is Nyoken.
Players not moving armies.
Oh, we have ZhiaoShuai building some stuff, but yeah. I mean, ZhiaoShuai's just got a lot he's dealing with, you know?
Yeah, he's maxed now. But Nyoken is not dealt with the ultras in his main.
Looks like a drop going down on top of these siege tanks.
Wow.
Swarm going down as well.
Wow.
That one ultra
That was crazy.
doing massive damage here. Bottom right looks to be taking on a lot of pressure here. Nyoken trying to hold on to his mid-right base. But yeah, we're seeing his money just start to plummet here. He's trying to hang on. but ZhiaoShuai, I mean, just has a ridiculous economy at this point.
Yeah, just crazy.
Look at all these ultras.
I
Oh
know.
my gosh.
Maybe just can't move around the map. He's struggling to move his units.
That's what it looks like. He just hasn't killed some of the eggs connecting his
Yeah.
bases, so he's having a tough time just rallying around. I mean, geez, look at this. So many ultras, so many defilers, so many zerglings. Bottom right might actually fall here.
Yep. 5k, 2k for our Zerg here.
I mean, Nyoken's gotta try to hang on to some bases. This is going to, you know, be one of those scenarios you can't really come back from here shortly if he's not able to secure some more economy. Big scans going down. Ultras being irradiated.
Oh, we didn't kill this
no.
off. Oh no!
Even if you just killed one, then the ultras couldn't fit through. But actually, as is now, this is going to kill off quite a few SCVs and the remaining base. Plague going down on every single vessel, every single Valkyrie. And suddenly Nyoken is almost not mining at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he can maybe, I mean, he should have maybe just tried to double CC bottom right. But he, as is, ZhiaoShuai just kind of forcing him to chase this Ultra group around. Ultras look like they're trying to go into the main now. This is quite still a massive force from Nyoken. You know, he's down 30 workers, so most of the supply is just army here from Nyoken.
Yeah. Not much economy left for him. ZhiaoShuai just, I guess, just comfortable sitting himself. He has so many units at home, man. He hasn't used yet.
Yeah, he just doesn't need to. I mean, Zerglings by themselves just trade so well in this matchup. And there we go. It's going to be a Muta switch, and why not, right? All the Valkyries, all the vessels just got plagued down to 1 HP. There's only a handful of Goliaths at most. But actually, there's a lot of Valkyries, I just realized. Huh. 3 more to join in.
Yeah, 5 total Valks there. Wild.
Man, this is just a tough spot for Nyoken, though.
Yeah.
Really, Eco is just hurting. Now we have another Ling drop coming in here. It looks like mid-right.
Yeah,
now
gotta be careful for a mine drop here into the SCV line.
Oh, you're right. Oh no, it looks like that's what it's gonna be too. So Ling's getting unloaded there. They'll make short work of that mineral line. Ooh, Scourge coming in, trying to catch the vessel Valkyrie here of Nyoken. Oh, and they make some wonderful connections here. Just about every vessel falling, and now there's just so many mutas of ZhiaoShuai.
Yeah, this army is not built to withstand this many muta.
Yeah, definitely not. It's so many tanks, but I mean, tanks can't shoot up, unfortunately.
Like, whoa, wait a second. Tanks don't fire into the air. Whoa, whoa.
I know. Really, some big brain plays being thought of here from
goodness.
ZhiaoShuai.
What a
Plague just to add some insult to injury, and every single one of these siege tanks of Nyoken will end up falling.
GG from Nyoken. Wow. Man,
Yeah,
ZhiaoShuai just methodical, man. I really was like, oh man, is our replay broken just sitting there with all that money and kind of making units? But I guess he knew as long as he just kept dropping top center and mid right, he could just kind of push through.
Yeah, everything was looking fine though for Nyoken as well.
Yeah.
You know, I still think that initial move out, if he just stemmed and went, man,
I
he
think he
probably
could've got him.
would have taken him. But you know, as is still not a bad game from Nyoken either. Just needed to prepare for the drops a little more, hang on to that 3rd and 4th, and he, you know, I feel like that game 1 will give him the confidence he needs to know, you know, he could just kind of hang in there if it gets to kind of a stabilized map scenario with ZhiaoShuai.
All right.
With that,
Are we going back to Circuit Breaker?
yeah, I think Nyoken just would always pick the same maps no matter what. He's just kind of one of those players.
Ready to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Circuit Breaker, it proved to be a good call for the previous series, and yeah, it is going to be Circuit Breaker here once again. Classic map, great map for mech. I mean, just great map in general for this matchup. Now there's, both these players will be relieved that you're not have to finagle drones and units around any eggs or kill off assemblators to block off bases. It's just more of your standard run-of-the-mill StarCraft map here. So
Straightforward game.
yeah, I'm excited to get this one started here, man.
All right, let's make it happen. Everyone is ready to play. Let's see what we got here in game number 2 between Nyoken and XiaoShuai.
And spawning top left of Circuit Breakers as the red Terran, it is Nyoken.
And in the top right, one win away from advancing to the round of 16, it is XiaoShuai.
So XiaoShuai, he's pretty much just kind of done 2-hatch meta one way or another. Just about every single game we've seen today, minus the one lurker timing he hit against Mihu. So probably going to expect more of the same here from him. I think it's really common on this map to take another main as your third base, just because 12 and 6 are so difficult to hold. Same with 3 and 9. So likely XiaoShuai not going to end up taking mid right. He'll probably take bottom right as his third location when the game gets to that point. Yeah, I don't know. Believe it or not, I kind of want to see a switch up from Nyoken. The last game he played so passive. Only forcing out 2 Zerglings from XiaoShuai that got an immediate SCV kill, and then pure drones with no sunkens from there. So I felt like XiaoShuai really able to get away with murder, economically this last game.
Yeah. We saw last game he was able to put down a 3rd and 4th hatchery so quickly after the 2-hatch lair, right? He was just like, 2 lings, 5 more drones. Let's just push this eco lead. He can't attack me at Nemesis, so we'll see what happens here. And, hopefully Nyoken went back and watched the replay so that he can see that that's what happened. And then he may want to do some early pressure himself.
Yeah, and why not, honestly? XiaoShuai had been playing a little greedy, in that last game, obviously. So why not try to take advantage of that?
Yeah, for sure.
We do have pool and gas down inside the main here from XiaoShuai. Drone scout top left as well, so he knows exactly what's going on here in Nyoken's base. Sees no gas, so this is likely just going to be a standard 1 barracks into expansion play.
Looking at the timing, making sure it's all good. Nyoken getting good scout off. We'll also see what the timing of this lair is, what's going on, any nonsense, shenanigans, but looks like very standard play here from XiaoShuai. Might even drop a 3rd hatchery. No, not yet. We're going to get that lair first. Okay, I thought he was banking up for 300 for a while, but then he made another round of drones.
XiaoShuai with a little bit of misstep in his mining here, not mining one of the mineral patches. I think he's got a couple drones bunched in the center, unfortunately, but so it's all right. It happens. 4 lings
now out
in the main. Yep.
No bump. Same build order here from Nyoken.
Yeah, Naoken at least able to keep the SCV alive a little longer this time. There is more Zerglings on the field. With these 4, he can feel pretty confident that he doesn't need a bunker to start things off here. So already looking slightly better here for Nyoken.
Yeah, he's going to put down this factory. Probably get into his...
Or not.
Or fake it. Fake us out. There it goes down.
Looks to be a bunker that he's maybe getting an SCV in position for. Yep. He really likes this bunker at the natural, and why not? We got a Spire down for XiaoShuai. This is going to be the 2.5 hatch. 3rd hatchery already started. at the ramp in his main base. 4 Lings poking in here from XiaoShuai, but they're going to recognize, okay, and he's still just building Marines. You know, gets a good shot of that bunker timing. And actually, it's going to be a Hydra Den and a Spire. Whoa, XiaoShuai
Wow.
getting a little tricky here.
Mind games going on here. Mind games. Unbelievable.
So if you're Nyoken, you scout this. What are you thinking? Even if he scouts it, you know?
Well, I think he's going to end up scanning the natural first. And I wonder if that's why Zhoswai put the Hydra Den down there. Right, usually Terran scan that to see the drone count, see if something's weird there. So if he does scan that, I wonder if that will trigger him to put down bunker. Oh, he is going for it, though. Okay, so this is not going to be 215
He
Muta.
canceled it.
Oh,
He was building it and then he canceled it. Yeah, I don't know.
wow. So I wonder what Naoken's going to think when he scans, man. Maybe this will trigger him to put down like 2 or 3 bunkers, and it's going to be like, oh my goodness, like, I'm not going to put turrets in my main.
Yeah, you know, I really wouldn't know. Zergs don't do this super often. There we go. He did kind of start Lurker a little more delayed, so it is still going to be quite fast Lurker, but this is mainly a Muta opener here. Scanner's just about to finish up. We'll see where the scans lie.
Lurker upgrade going again?
Okay, scan sees Spire
Oh.
and sees Muta. Okay, so he knows there's Muta. Doesn't know about the Hydra Den and the Lurker yet.
So do you think he'll just stay on 5 Muta and then go in right in the Lurkers and try to bust him?
I think that's what this is looking like. Yeah, this looks to be like a Lurker bust after a few Muta. He probably isn't even going to get air upgrades at all. This is mainly just going to be a heavy committal to Lurkers and Zerglings. So yeah, it could be pretty interesting here.
Yeah, I think he wants to force all of these. My goodness, still getting something done with these just 5 Muta.
Yeah,
Wow,
this is
really
a
well
lot
done.
of bio lost already.
Yeah, I think he's just going to lower that count, right? So he can just bust in with all of these Lurkers.
Yeah,
Knowing there's
he's
going to
not-
be Valkyries, so he's like, okay, well, you're not going to have much more tech, right? You're going to have your Valks up, so... Naoken's
That's-
scanning the main again, not seeing this time.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the scan in the main was supposed to be for, but either way, turret in the main, trying to prevent some of this harass, and more
Wow,
and more
man.
bio from Nyoken just falling.
You know, Machine, you mentioned the control of these Muta for ZhaoShuai, and these 5 Muta have got some damage done, man. I didn't expect much to be done with them, like, oh, just, you know, making force the turrets, but he's picked off like 5-6 Marines, some SCVs, and I think Nyoken's about to have a big surprise walk in his front door.
Ooh, he
Because-
does scan and sees Lings. He sees the third hatch up top, and more Lings pouring across the map. Maybe this is the tip-off he needs.
Oh,
but
he's
no.
making him move the bio. I don't think he knows. I think maybe he's like, oh, he just put down his
Ooh.
his Hydra Den. But here we go into the front. Lurker's getting in.
Yeah,
Wow,
this is
man.
just phenomenal
GG.
positioning.
Wow. I think ZhaoShuai said, okay, if you're going to open with the same build every time, I'm going to adapt my build a little bit. Like, I know that you don't have much at this moment of time, and that's the time I'm going to aim for. I'm going to hit you with the Lurker timing while you have Valkyries. I'm going to make Muta, so you think that they're coming. I'm going to make you build those Valks, build those turrets. I'm going to try to knock down some Marines, and I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah, or maybe like he just turned his brain off and didn't think at all, and was
Maybe
like,
that.
"I'm just gonna make Lurkers and Lings and attack," and then he got lucky.
1A,
You know?
2A, 3A,
No.
Burrow. 1A, 2A, 3A, Burrow. All right, you know, it's one step above the Protoss brain, the Zerg brain, I guess, you know, because they have to click Burrow, where the Protoss,
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
1A, 2A, 3A, everything goes in, you win. Zerg 1A, 2A, 3A, Burrow, win. Okay. All right, I see the evolution here from race to race. I got it now.
Yeah.
I got
No,
it.
but hats off to XiaoShuai. Very well played there, taking a pretty convincing 2-0 victory over Nyoken. Got to see some unique play, right? I feel like he swapped up his build just about every single game, which was kind of cool to see from a Zerg player. And with that, that will be Nyoken's BSL lifeline. So yeah, at least we get to look forward to more of his commentary for these future groups. But yeah, definitely quite the showing today between both of our Chinese players. Mihu obviously getting out of this group in first place. You really can't overstate how strong of a player he really looks to be. In every single season of this BSL. And then obviously XiaoShuai coming out in second, just behind Mihu. Also phenomenal Chinese player. But yeah, hats off to both these guys. They really played amazing.
Yeah, man. Once again, we see the Chinese players just very, very strong. Both these guys are getting 25, 2600 on ladder, which is no easy task playing against pro gamers, Korean pro gamers. So they've done really well. But listen, this was a really good group. All the players should be happy with their play. JDConan and
Yeah.
Naoken eliminated, but outstanding showings today. Really played some seriously good games. And what you'd expect in the Pro League here in the round of 32.
Yeah, absolutely, folks. But yeah, with that, that's going to be all of the matches we have in Group F for today. Stay tuned next week as we jump into another group of BSL. I'm not exactly sure who's playing, but yeah, it should be fun. Yeah. Well, folks, let's also take some time to thank our donators on the Patreon here. At the Bombastic General level, $100 a month, we have Starlover. At the Bombastic Colonel level, $50 a month, we have Striker, Believe in Zero, My Fleeting Dream, Ver Rev, and Hashed Fuzzy. Thank you very much. For the $30 a month level, Bombastic Major Plus, we have Tim, Cause, Tupocalypse, Robert Groot, and Nientech. Thank you very much. And at the $20 a month, we have On My Way, Gordon Bradley, KJ, Daniel Lopez, LML, and Quark, and myself. So once again, thank you all for your support. And honestly, everybody who supports, up to even a couple bucks here and there, it goes a long way to sustaining foreign BroodWar and sustaining BSL. So thank you all so much for your contributions. And yeah, please continue to support the BSL.
All right, and here it looks like we have our groups for next week here. For Group G, we have Fengzi, Zin, Eject, and Zeddy.
Solid group.
And,
Some strong
and then
zergs
Group
in
H, John Hoon, Squall, Terra, and Zoom. So another really strong group there. I mean, John Hoon, just a monster, man. Really, really scary. And, Terra, of course, one of the favorites all the time from the far end scene here. So
yeah.
please tune in next week to watch all of these great matches. Thank you, Zero, for organizing everything. Thank you, Machine, today for another great cast. And
of course, buddy.
I hope to see everybody next week coming out and checking some more BSL.
Yeah, thank you all. Thanks so much again, Razz. Thank you, Zero, for making everything happen. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Take it easy.